disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You happy because you got nothing? You don't got a thing. You happy because you got nothing? You got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
This is King Butcher. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. I know some people are going to complain. You know, we can't make everybody happy here, right? We do a show on something, somebody complains. We do a show on another topic, somebody else complains. But listen, we have to get to the bottom of this, all right? We're going to be talking again about how Tyson Fury cheated Deontay Wilder. If you cannot handle this, rest assured we will do other shows on other topics. But today is not that day. All right. Today, hopefully, we're gonna get some LDBC fanboys to call in. I know they're LDBC fanboys. If they listen, I'm not gonna call them Wilder fans because there are some Wilder fans, you know, who admit, who have surrendered to the fact that Tyson Fury is the better boxer. And they, you know, they're disappointed, but they understand that's the way boxing is. Somebody has to lose, somebody will win. But then you have the LDBC fanboys who are in complete denial about this fact that Fury is the better boxer. And now they're coming out with all these excuses. I mean, they're just piling up. They're all over the place. These people are all over the fucking place. So I'm confused myself now as to what their main argument is. I mean, some of them are going all the way back to the Klitschko fight. So we will get, hopefully, we will get to the bottom of this. Try again. And now the phone lines are working on my end. So we will be taking phone calls. Also, I'm going to be opening StreamYard. So if you live outside the United States or Canada, you can join the show via StreamYard. So I'm going to be opening that later. I'm trying to get Stu in here. He's already here. Stu?
Shit.
Yeah, what's happening, Butch?
What's up? Welcome to the show. Listen, I warned you what the show's going to be about so that, you know what's going to be coming up ahead. You know, I've been making these videos concerning these excuses that some of these fanboys have been coming up with. By the way, I forgot a shout out to Super Cat, Rob Plant, Brian Harkin, Civilian, Saint Brit, Virtuoso, Rebel Machiavelli. Also, we have here Rick Roca. Guys, welcome to the show. Jay Perez, SSV28. All right, guys. Before we continue, I want to show you this guy. I've been talking to this guy on YouTube, basically, on the comment section. We've been having a discussion. And I keep asking the guy how Tyson Fury cheated, and he's not really telling me. I'm going to show you the comments so you don't think I'm making this up. I think it's in this video. Ugh. Anyways, I'm going to look for them later because I don't want to stall the show. But basically, he's not answering my question. I'm saying, how did he cheat? And it's like, open up your eyes and do your research, do your own research. And then I asked for a specific time and round where you see Tyson Fury cheating in the second fight. And he says he cheated the same way as he cheated in the first fight after round 2 or something like that. The middle of round 2, after the middle of round 2 and beyond. He started cheating the same way he cheated in the first fight. And then I asked him, how did he cheat in the first fight? Oh, now you're going back to the first fight, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, you said he cheated the same way as he cheated in the first fight. I want to know how Tyson Fury cheated. If he cheated the same way, then it doesn't matter. How did he cheat? No answer. This is ridiculous. These people are, seriously, man, I don't know what's going on, man. It's bizarro world. Let me take a look at the chat. All right, King Bucho says, BC bro, have you seen that full channel called Focus Ball? His video Glovegate Solved is... the video is called Glovegate Solved. Is one of the funniest videos of all. He said Tyson Fury had lead pipes in his gloves. Ah, yeah, you mentioned it. I didn't get... Oh, no, wait. I did check his channel, but he has so much videos. I just couldn't go through them. Like, I couldn't find that specific video where he says that. I wouldn't be surprised. They're coming up with all these excuses. I've never seen this in the sport of boxing before.
Pathetic human beings. Pathetic, low-life human beings. And that's where I am with them right now. I look at them and I laugh. Excuse me. I've got a bit of a cough. I hope it ain't the coronavirus.
Oh, God.
Now, strong weed, I think. But look, I look at these people and I'm convinced they believe what they're saying. And that's what makes it even more alarming for me. I mean, in a way, it depresses me that this is how stupid society has become.
Scary.
And yeah, and to think these people, I've got people paying them to spout this shit. Yeah. Get them, brother. $20. Fucking fuck's sake. I mean, look, the world's a mess, isn't it? I mean, maybe the coronavirus is probably doing the world a favour. Do you know what I mean? I mean, fuck's sake, where are we going with this? I don't really have any more to say on the matter. I mean, I'll try and get involved as much as I can, but I've said what I've had to say. I mean, anyone that I've got respect for in the boxing world says it's nonsense. And, you know, even Malignaggi said that he didn't realise how stupid boxing fans were. But I could have told him how stupid they were a long time ago. Even me, I was surprised how many of them there are, though. You expect a couple here and there, but I didn't realise how many there are. That's the sad thing. Some of these are grown-ass men as well, 50-year-old men. Joke.
And some of these channels, they never really explain what they mean by cheating, how he cheated, how Tyson Fury cheated. They don't want to go into details because they know it's bullshit, right? But they want to keep these viewers, right? They want to keep these people watching their channel. So they always, just say, oh, well, we all know Tyson Fury cheated, but they don't break it down. They don't want to break it down because they're going to look like fools.
LDBC Warrior says BDA boxing's a fraud. I tell you what's fraud. Grown-ass men coming on the internet crying like little bitches because their fucking fake hero, the king of Wakanda, got fucking mutilated for 7 rounds. And like, when a guy I like loses a fight, I get up in the morning. My life's the same because I'm not a sado like you. Like, you know, I've got too much going on. I've got kids. I've even got a grandson now. Got a home, a car to run. Do you think I got time to worry if fucking Joshua or fucking Kel Brook won or something? I couldn't give a shit. But you guys, embarrassing. Fucking get up in the morning, worrying about Wilder, go to bed worrying about the guy. Sad. And like I said, I'm lost for words. There's only so much you can call someone a retard, isn't there? And that's why there's not much I got to contribute to this topic because I've said it all. Anyone that is still going with this months down the line just shows me what a low life they are.
Yeah, I was listening to some of these LDBC channels to get some content. And these people are all over the place, man. First of all, they complain about the fact that some Americans dislike Deontay Wilder. They believe that every American should be behind Deontay Wilder. They complain about the fact that Deontay Wilder was representing his people. They say they complain. They say, "Well, that's racist." Because they complain about the people who say that that's inappropriate, right? They say, "Well, when Conor McGregor fought Mayweather in the United States, there were all these Irish flags all over the place, and nobody said that was racist." And I got very confused because I was like, "What are they talking about? Like, it's not even the same thing." McGregor's not making it racial.
Desperate to be loved and liked, man. What the fuck's wrong with them? Just worry about what you're doing in life. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. And look, if your fighters had a bit more character, let's just say that, a bit more balls, then, there weren't such snowflakes. And let's be real, most of them probably fucking, well, they're not exactly people you want to look up to in life, are they, really? To take the boxing away from it, take the boxing skills and all the money away aside. And not sort of, would you want to look up to someone like, as a young kid, look up to Tank Davis? Do you know what I mean? Broner.
Remember that guy who called in? He's not that bad. You guys are exaggerating over Tank Davis or what he's doing outside the ring. We're like, nah, it's all there. What are you talking about? Like, we're not exaggerating anything. He's choking people. The guy's overweight. That's what we're saying. We're not saying he's not talented. Actually, Stu, you said that he could beat Ryan Garcia. But you also...
Tank Davis is a talent. He's a very talented guy. Naturally talented. And there's a lot of them in America. I've been saying that. America's got a lot of naturally gifted fighters. But when it comes to the stomach, the will and desire, mollycoddle babies, a lot of them. And when you take them to the trenches, they fucking fold like a pack of cards. Look what happened to Wilder. Put it on him. Any sort of pressure. I've seen it time and time again. And, this is because they're not prepared. Because they've had it all their own way. Spoiled little brats that have been fed bums, fed easy mandatories, avoided steroid tests when everyone else is getting tested 5 times a fucking month. I mean, they've had everything go their way. Home territory. And then as soon as, it still doesn't work. I mean, Wilder had all that on his side. Still didn't work. They have to find other excuses. They can't believe it. Oh, well, reality kicks in, doesn't it? Reality kicks in. The reality is Tyson Fury whooped that ass. Now move on, man. Can
I just explain why?
Oh, BDA.
How are you? Good to have you on board. I just wanted to mention also something, that the reason why this episode is airing, we've had a couple of people, just a couple, saying, well, why you guys continue making videos about this? Why don't you stop and move on to something else? Well, first of all, if you don't like it, you can move on and not listen. Second of all, if you are gonna complain and come here and tell us about that, I have to ask the question: are you also calling in to the LDBC shows where they're continuing to push this debunked theory about the gloves and all that? And are you complaining to them about, hey, listen, leave it alone?
Can you even call into their shows, bro? Can you even call into their show?
No, you can't. That's the thing. That's the thing I love about this show. I gotta, I've taken enough nice guy pills for all my life about, we gotta be humble. I'm gonna be a little bit, toot my own horn here, or horn, I should say. The great thing about this show is we let you to call in. Call in, man. Fucking, if you can't call in outside of, if you're outside of North America, then Butcher, put up a StreamYard link and you can call in, man. So we want to hear you out. But there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there that just type away and then they never call in. I mean, how many? We've done about 5 episodes on this now, 5 streams, and very few of them call in. And the ones that do call in, they don't seem to be inclined to a conversation.
Yeah, I think what it is, BDA, I think they've realised that they're not going to get away with their dumb shit on here. That we're a smart bunch on here. If you haven't come with your research or you haven't got a boxing IQ or boxing knowledge, you're going to get fucking torn a new ass on here. And I think a lot of them, because they're new to boxing, they're fanboys instead of boxing fans. They'd get destroyed on here. And that's why you got to give credit to some of the guys that do ring in and and have a go. I take my hat off to them guys because they come in and they come with conviction, that's for sure, and they believe what they're saying. I don't believe they're actually trolling. I actually believe they're that fucking stupid. They believe what they're saying, but at least they're keeping it real. So I don't mind that. But a lot of them haven't got the courage, and that's what we're dealing with here. Just like their fucking, just like their king who folded like a pack of cards when the heat was on.
If you call in, look, the numbers, 2 numbers that we're showing him 2 different places there on the screen. You can call in. We're not gonna hang up on you. We're not gonna make fun of you unless you start to get impolite. And the only reason we would mute you is if you start talking over other people. Like I had to do it to DSFG a couple of times, and the last time he called in. But at the end of the day, I let him have the last word. And even then, it wasn't enough. He had to go into the comment section and start writing things about.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're here. I mean, they're here today. I mean, like fuck me, someone's left the door open to the fucking nut house because they're all here today, aren't they? Fuck you know. I mean, Leroy Latrell. I mean, that's got to be L Dog, isn't it? That's the sort of name you call me. That's got to be
that's a. I can tell a troll account when I see one. That's not a real. That's not a.
I don't know what's wrong with L Dog, man. I don't know what's. He's got about fucking 15 different personalities, isn't he?
Well, that's what he's gonna do, it's part of his shtick. I mean, you gotta give him credit for being consistent. He's spicing things up. What the hell was that?
Box Mo says Stuart has a Caucasian pecker. Well, I fucking hope so, because I'd be a bit scared if I went down there and it was an African one.
yeah. A frostbite dick right there, man. Yeah. But yeah, man. Listen, hey, call in, man. Let us know what. I see a lot of people in the comment section. Actually, in the last 2 videos that Bucho did, I gotta give him a lot of credit. They're so concise and precise. There's nobody from the LDBC in there.
Well, this is the thing, though. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to debunk real facts. I mean, anyone that's got eyes and they work, you get away from it. I think it's losing steam. This conspiracy shit, it's starting to lose steam now. They're starting to see some real big names, some big hitters in boxing come out and laugh it off. Even when the fucking guy from the WBC laughed it off. I mean, they just got no one. I mean, they're stuck in the corner with Steve USS fucking Cunningham. That's about as far as it's gone. So yeah.
Oh, we got something coming. We got a video coming about Steve Cunningham.
Well, USS Bismarck. That's what I call him, the USS Bismarck, because his fucking whole career was sinking from the start.
Oh, come on. Now listen, Steve. We should call him Steve Thummingham, because a lot of thumbing in there.
Yeah.
By the way, Mafia Princess says, no, that's L Dog again. It's got to be L Dog. Well, listen, if it's a real person, call in, man. I mean, you want to talk about the floppy gloves? Call in. Show us evidence that there was indeed something going on in the first fight, because that's what it's all about, right? It's the first fight. It's not the second one. Second fight, I don't think they could prove anything, could they, Butcher?
Hold on. No, they can prove shit in anything. I asked them. Okay.
I know, but what I'm saying is they're all when they talk about the floppy gloves, is that from the first fight or from the second fight?
First fight, and then this is what doesn't make sense. So the first fight is the floppy glove. which they don't explain to how that is an advantage for Tyson Fury. And then they say there was some cheating going on from Fury in that second fight, but they never explain properly how he cheated. So that's what's confusing.
Mafia cum dumpster London Rain says you're all scared. Look, scared of what? I mean, we've done about 50 fucking videos. Are we scared? I mean, what planet are you on? Look, there's nothing to say anymore. Instead of just coming out with these ridiculous comments, how about showing us some facts? I mean, the thing with you guys with these conspiracies, most of you never put a pair of fucking gloves on in your life. The only fight you've ever been in is fighting your fucking sexuality from day to day. I mean, let's be real, most of you. So, not really interested what you lot got to say. Like I said, I look on your channel and I see fucking Hebrew Israelite videos and shit. So I don't see boxing videos. So you people are just clowns.
I'm interested in what they got to say. That's why I want them to call in, and that's why Bucho did the show today, because we're all in. I mean, I have an open mind. I don't believe when people use the word conspiracy, it usually means something nefarious, like people hiding. But hey, conspiracies do exist. People do get together to plan things that are negative, or they plan to hurt people and stuff like that. So it's possible that there are people who are doing this type of thing. So I want to see if there's some evidence. I'm open-minded. So far, I have not seen it. I've seen evidence of biased people, racist people who were rooting for Deontay Wilder just because he shared their skin color. And once he got whooped, they couldn't internalize it. They couldn't process it. So they decided, Tyson had to have cheated.
Mafia Princess, you did not see the knuckles through the fucking laces. You saw the palm of the hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna show a picture.
Put a boxing glove on and tell me you can get your knuckles like that near the laces when your hands have been wrapped. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is why you should stick to baking cakes and leave boxing to the men.
Jeez.
Bucho, do we have any callers or anybody in the StreamYard?
No, not yet. But
I wonder if the Wilder fans actually know how to use the phone or something, because they never seem to want to call in when we do one of these shows.
Yeah. I mean, here we have a picture. Look at this.
Listen, the Breland's towel saved Wilder from being floored. So you can say what you like. The towel from Breland saved Wilder from being floored. And yes, he did get floored. So why are you saying Fury ain't big enough or hard enough to drop Wilder? Didn't you see the third round? I mean, this is what we're up against. When you do these sort of shows, you have to sort of like dumb yourself down a little bit, ain't you? I mean, like I said, the time this show's over, I'll have to learn to talk and fucking walk again.
Hey, Stu, can you see the picture on the screen? Anyways, people, you can see Tyson Fury's palm right there. You know, because Young Pharaoh, he kept saying his hand is wrapped. He's not supposed to, like, you're not supposed to see any skin or something. Yes, you can. Look. You can see his palm. These people are retarded, man. They're completely retarded.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, why didn't they mention it after the first fight? I mean, why would they wait till he's got his ass whooped to bring it out of the fucking archives?
That's what I keep saying.
I just don't get it. It's like the fight. As soon as the fight finished, they were just back watching all of Fury's old fights, trying to spot something. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to spot. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, I don't know where this has come from, but surely they should have used that one after the first fight, because let's be real, most of the world thought Fury won it, so they could have used that excuse and probably could have gone with it a little bit, but not after. You know, they wait for him to get his ass whooped for 7 rounds in the second fight and then come out with it. I mean, it just don't make sense to me.
Hey guys,
hold on. Can I just say something?
Mm-hmm.
This mafia bitch keeps fucking lying. There's no phone call. See, there's nobody. A list of callers will appear when the people call into the episode. You're not calling in. Fucking disgust. Yeah, you're saying disgusting.
Bucho. Yeah. That's El Dog, man.
Oh.
And that and LDBC
because
Warrior.
I don't know, man.
What is wrong with El Dog? What is wrong with El Dog?
No, come on. I think it's
hey, you know when I said they don't make men like they used to? Well, fucking El Dog is proof of that.
Oh, come on.
Hey, what if it's not El Dog? What if it's not El Dog?
It don't
No,
matter. I still stick to what I just said.
Hey, I want to ask you guys a question because I was rewatching a couple of Wilder fights, and only a handful of people really went at him. Steve Vernon was one of the guys who was trying to walk him down, but he was just way too slow. Now we saw Fury using his bulk to essentially beat him up and lean on him. My question is the book out on Deontay Wilder now that you just have to get incredibly close, smother him, punch him from all angles, and in other words, my question is Dylan White. Can Dylan White do that?
Anyone that puts the pressure on, anyone that makes Wilder fight at a pace, anyone that pushes Wilder back, anyone that's smart enough to start away from his right hand, though, which Dillian White, that's another question. Dillian White's not Tyson Fury when it comes to judging the distance, using his range, using the jab. I mean, what Dillian White, he could spark Wilder with one clean shot, but then again, he could get sparked himself with a clean shot. That's a fight that's still it's up in the air for me right now. I mean, I favour Dillian White right now because you're only as good as your last performance, and Wilder's that bad. I mean, I don't think Wilder would have beat Chuck Webner that night. Never mind fucking Dillian White. But look, that's a good fight. That's a fight I want to see. I'd rather see that than Tyson Fury, to be honest with you.
Yeah. By the way, Butcher just accidentally timed somebody out there in the chat. What the fuck happened there? Okay.
I agree with Orca Mustang. I agree, bro. I agree. But like I said, Dillian White is so flawed. You know, it's so flawed, honestly, and he's he gets his balance. He's always off balance. He's always falling short. He's very telegraphed. I mean, like I said, he throws a lovely left hook. He does, but he's a bit all over the place for me. He's more of a fighter than a boxer. He's still learning on the job. And with Wilder, you make one mistake, and that could be the fucking it. That could be the end of you. So, but, this Dillian White's not Tyson Fury. We have to realise this. Dillian White is nowhere near Tyson Fury when it comes to boxing IQ and everything else. So, just because Fury did that doesn't mean Dillian White's going to do it.
That's what I would be interested to see if maybe even Povetkin at this point, because he was catching Joshua a lot in those first 4 rounds, and then he started getting tired. Joshua started pumping the jab, and that was all she wrote. I don't know if Wilder could be able to keep him off him with that jab, so that would be another. Who was Povetkin supposed to fight? But the fight got cancelled. Wasn't he supposed to fight this summer?
Dillian White.
Povetkin was supposed to fight Dillian White.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, the fight was made. I think it's still going ahead. I think. I know the British government are in talks now with the Premier League to bring football back in June. So if the football's back, I can't see why the boxing won't be. I mean, people in the stadiums, people in a fucking stadium, innit? So I think we expect to see the boxing back in June in the UK, and I think that fight can still be put up. Do you know what I mean? They're going to obviously fill the. They're going to stack some cards, I think, and they're going to have a few months of pay-per-views nearly every week. They're going to have to, but I don't mind. I mean, let's be real. I've stayed in, saved quite a bit of money by staying in through this this virus thing. So yeah, I don't mind spending a bit on boxing. Do you know what I mean? I've missed it. I didn't realise how much I'd missed boxing until I've had to miss it. If you get what I'm saying. So if we can pile up Dillian White Povetkin, a very, very good fight, and it will tell us where Dillian White is really when it comes to the top guys, because Povetkin's still he's that gatekeeper. Huh?
I had heard that in Japan, it's one of the countries that's not buying this whole pandemic thing, at least for the moment. And from what I'd heard, that they were going to keep on going in the month of May with those Japanese cards, but I don't see them. I know Cesar Sorongvisa was supposed to fight 3 days ago. I don't know if he actually did fight. Let me go check. Cesar Sorongvisa and BoxRec. He was supposed to fight some nobody, I think. Nope. Now it's what the fuck? Now BoxRec is 4th of April. No, I don't think that fight happened. No. So we'll see, man. I mean, hopefully everything gets back to normal soon, because I mean, this is getting ridiculous, man. Come on. But with the Dillian White thing, you said, well, it's gonna take somebody who can cut the distance off. I'm very interested to see if Dillian White fights Deontay Wilder, get him to the body, man. go to the body with us. He's wide open for the body, but most heavyweights don't do that, man.
The thing is, though, he just doesn't move his head, Dillian White. And although that's what makes it 50-50, it's a whoever lands sort of thing with that one. But because he's so methodical, he doesn't move his head, and I can just see him walking onto one. I really can, but you never know. I mean, he just doesn't have the, like I said, judging the distance is a key with Wilder. You got to be able to judge the distance, because if you're in that range or that right hand, you're in massive trouble. That's what Fury got right all night. He was in and out quickly, and then when he pushed Wilder back, and obviously when you push Wilder back, he can't fight on the back foot. He falls to pieces, and that's what I mean. White has got to come up with a game plan like that, but he can't fight like that.
No, I don't think. Yeah, especially, how old is he, by the way?
Who, Dillian White?
Yes.
Oh, he's at his prime years. He's like 30s. He's about Joshua's age. He's not very old, but he just can't fight like that. It doesn't matter how old he is. To beat Wilder, you have to fight like I said, like how Tyson Fury fought against him in the second fight, and I said that was the way to beat him before that fight even happened. I knew the blueprint how to beat him, and I just don't know if Dillian White has that in his arsenal to carry it off, sort of thing. I don't know, man. It's one of them where, but Dillian White could land a shot. If Dillian White lands that left hook, Wilder will be sleeping for a week. So,
hey, by the way, Corruption in Boxing's in the chat. Shout out to Corruption. He says Fury was floored in both the 9th and 12th round. The ref dusted and pulled the top of his gloves to resume the bout. If his knuckles were exposed or gloves tampered, instant disqualification. That's another good point, Corruption. It's a fantastic point, as always, from Corruption in Boxing. Shout out to him. Yeah, you're right, Stu. I mean, about if Dillian White does have the firepower to put most guys lights out, my question is, do you think he should come in lighter in order to get inside Deontay Wilder better, or should he go in there heavy to muscle him around?
Well, like I said, it's okay. Like the thing with Tyson Fury coming in heavy, Tyson Fury can fight at that size, that fight. When Dillian White puts on a few pounds, it shows massively. I mean, it slows him down. He looks terrible. Look how he looked against Hellenius for a start, and then the guy in America that he fought, he was a mess that night. I mean, Dillian White needs to be quite trim, I think, because this he's learning on the job, and I don't think it pays for him to come in big and overweight. He runs out of steam quite quickly. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Parker was seconds away from stopping him because he'd emptied the tank. Chisora was actually beating him on my cards until he pulled that great shot out of the bag. But look, Dillian White is very, very, what's the word?
Beatable.
No, he's just a mess. Watching him fight, he's a mess. He does everything wrong. His feet are all over the place. He throws up beautiful left hook, but the way he throws the jab, it's not a snappy jab. He just pushes it out. He's, like I said, he's always falling short, and he's telegraphing his shots. He doesn't move his head. I mean, he's a bit of a stylistic nightmare to watch, if you get what I'm saying. So I think Deontay Wilder could probably land that right hand, and that's all she wrote. I just think Wilder's even the way he looked the other night. I think, like I said, I still think he could be good enough to land a right hand on White. Like Rob Plant in the chat says, Hellenius was landing right hands all night on him.
Yeah, he brought up a good point about he's saying Dillian White is limited. That's the thing. He's limited, I should say.
Yeah. You know what? Skills. But he's learning on the job. But he's got a big heart. He's got will and desire to win. And I've always said, sometimes that's enough to get you so far in boxing. If you can just have the fundamentals, you can go so far with heart, a big good chin, a bit. You got to have a bit of power or something. You got to have something decent, but you don't need to be a fucking a Larry Holmes, to get by. And you can get by. But when it comes to fighting the top guys like Fury and even Joshua, do you know what I mean? And them sort of guys, even, I suppose you could say Wilder as well. I just think he could come a bit short because boxing skills probably let him down on the night.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to bring something up here. I was rewatching because people asked me, hey, or they asked us rather, which fights can we watch during this whole thing? I know we got a little downtime. I mentioned I was going to watch Holyfield Lewis 2, and I rewatched that fight. they just don't make him like Holyfield anymore. I mean, I know most people are going to talk about Lewis because he was arguably the greatest heavyweight of the last 30 years. But Holyfield, man, I mean, at 38, okay, yeah, he was probably on. I mean, most likely, I think it's been almost proven that he was on.
Most definitely, definitely.
Supplements. But man, he gave Lewis in that rematch, he fought like hell, inside body shots. Because that's the thing. Why most heavyweights nowadays they don't go to the body. It's all.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. Tyson Fury. I mean, he did it against Wilder, and you saw the effect it has when you got 17 stone throwing shots to your fucking solar plexus. They hurt. I can assure you that. And Tyson Fury, it was actually a body shot that changed the fight against Steve Cunningham. He was getting outboxed in that fight. He was all over the place. But it was actually before he started going into the pocket and taking Cunningham to war. He actually threw a massive body shot I think it was a hook to the solar plexus. It took the life out of Cunningham, and that's what changed it. So body shots, you could be losing a fight. One body shot can change it all around. And for some reason, today's fighters, just especially the heavyweights, just don't like to throw. I know you leave yourself vulnerable when you do throw body shots, but they've got to throw more. They have to.
And you know what? When Lewis was tasting some of Holyfield's body shots, he started to try to come back with some body shots of his own. Even though, like you said, the taller guy usually will leave himself open for those headshots if he goes to the body. But I mean, you have to. It's an investment. And most of these guys, they just don't fucking want to do it, man. But it's very good. Dylan White, he's an inside fighter. He should be throwing more body shots. And if he fights Wilder, my thing would be just, hey, everything body shots from the beginning. Just body. And then once you've killed the body, you go for the head. But don't try to fucking... Because Wilder, here's the thing. You know, we're not Wilder haters. We give him credit. And one of the things he's been able to work on, or make work rather, for so long during his career so far, is that he knows how to use his length. He puts those arms up, leans back, and since he's taller than most guys, they can't reach him. I mean, even Fury had trouble catching him clean in the first fight. But once he said, you know what, he can't counter worth of shit, he started catching Wilder on that back end, on the back foot. But you gotta put pressure on him. He's not gonna counter you. Unless he works on it for his next fight, Wilder, he's not gonna start countering. I've never seen him be able to counter properly.
No,
he can't fight off the back foot.
He has to throw that right hand on the front foot. If you get what I'm saying, he doesn't catch and shoot, does he? He doesn't come underneath shots. He doesn't like a Canelo sort of counter punch. Doesn't do them sort of shots. He has to come forward, and he has to get all his weight behind that right hand. He's very telegraphed when he does it. Let's be real, it's very telegraphed. When you get a class fight like Tyson Fury, he's going to see that shit all day long. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I just don't see what Wilder can do to win the next one. I just don't see it at all.
But that's what I'm saying is for all those heavyweights out there that think, oh, all I got to do is put pressure. They got to put smart pressure, because if he stands his ground and he's at the right distance and he throws out 1-2, you better have your hands up to take that shot, because otherwise he connects, he's going to hurt you. Now, I'm not saying he's going to knock your lights out with one shot, although it is possible. But those type of right hands can wobble a fighter and have them in trouble.
Yeah. And Rob says Wilder's quite hard to hit, and I've actually said that before on this show. Very hard to hit clean. Even Fury was struggling to hit him clean because he's so awkward. He's got his long arms. He sticks them in front of you. He holds. Because his balance is all over the place as well. But he's sort of avoiding shots by mistake, if you get what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But look, he's not as people who've been criticising Wilder over the years. They kept saying, "Oh, all you got to do is just land one shot and that's it. It's over." But it's fucking landing that shot. The guy's not, because he's an athlete as well. Like I said, he's got some Tommy Hearn sort of fucking physique, isn't he? He's just very long and awkward. Look, not easy to hit clean. I mean, even Fury struggled to hit him clean properly. I mean, he hit him probably 3 or 4 times clean, but a lot of them shots were at the back of the head or the side of the head. But that was Wilder's fault. He was turning into the shots. I mean, what can you do if you're throwing a shot and the guy's turning his head into the shots? What can you do?
Well, you know what? Just real quickly, one thing I've mentioned was that
we have DSFG on the line.
Yeah, let me just add something real quick to what Stu said. I've said this before also on the podcast, which was that Wilder would be very difficult. He would be dangerous actually if he knew how to fight off the back foot. And I want to bring up the example, Manny Pacquiao. I've said this before in the podcast. When he was beating up Barrera and going to war with Marcus in the first fight, he had to go forward. If you backed him up, he couldn't do shit. And even Freddie Roach in the Marcus fight, once Pacquiao started losing rounds, Roach was imploring with him, don't let him back you up. You go forward, because he knew Pacquiao couldn't counter. Then, once he started working on his technique, and he started being able to counter, and he added the right hook and all that, that's when he became the Manny Pacquiao that we know today. So it's the same thing with Wilder. He has to fucking add wrinkles to his game, but for some reason, he just, either he can't or he doesn't want to.
Look, for a start, the stance. His stance is too wide for a start. You can't fight on the back foot like that. You've got to be on your toes. You've got to have a bit of rhythm about your work. He's too robotic, too stiff, too like telegraphed. I mean, this is an athlete with a very good right hand, a right hand that put you to sleep in a heartbeat. But there's no setting up with this right hand. There's just no boxing IQ behind his work. It's just he's an athlete in there throwing a right hand, and it was desperate at times against Fury in the second one. You know what I mean, desperate.
All right, DSFG, are you there?
I'm here, BDA.
Well, this is Bucho. We also have BDA and Stu. We're on the line. And listen, are you going to talk about Tyson Fury and the glove gate thing? Or what are you going to talk about?
I mean, what y'all talking about, but the title is clearly what it says. And
all right.
Let's try this again.
Okay.
I updated my thumbnail pic. Hope y'all, Danny Garcia hated fella at John lit.
All right.
John lit. Anyway, all right, back on topic. So I mean, y'all got questions or should I just go?
Well, just go.
Okay. Number one, you cannot downplay, discredit Deontay Wilder's skill set, especially on back foot. Even furry trainers know, Danny. Even furry trainers know, Wilder got back foot game. So I don't know where is you casuals or
listen. Can I just get in there? Right.
Cut me off again. Okay.
Can I just quickly get in there, because I can't let you just ramble on. I've got to quickly get in here. Right. Look.
No, what I'm saying is.
Can you let me finish quickly? Just 1 second. I'll be 2 seconds.
1 second.
You carry on. Right?
Yeah.
So, if Fury's team knew that Wilder was dangerous on the back foot, then why was their tactics to push Wilder back and get and take it to Wilder? I mean, let's be real. I mean, you're talking about this skill set on the back foot. Name me one time Wilder is
90
KO'd someone on the back foot. Maybe Spilker, but he flew fucking super chin, flew in with his chin in the air. I mean, I'd have knocked Spilker out that night. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay. 80% of Deontay Wilder KOs in his fights, 40-something fights, was on the back foot. When he fought Ortiz, he got him on the back foot.
He walked forward, he planted his feet, walked forward and threw a straight right hand right down the pipe through the guard. Yeah. I mean, what back foot fight, what counter shot was you seeing?
Did you see the
first I don't know what.
Did you see the first fight?
I got to intervene. DSFG, you're not getting off to a good start. You called us casuals again, being disrespectful from the beginning, and now you're lying and you're saying Wilder knocked and dropped Ortiz on the back foot. I mean, come on, man.
This is why a lot of them don't call in, because they get torn a new ass on this show.
Cut me off again.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, I'm calling you a casual if you don't know the boxer skill set. Obviously, you discrediting a skill set that Deontay Wilder actually has, and he has improved. And he has improved. Damn near what? His past 4 fights, or probably
against two.
So
against two, he lost 2 of them. In my eyes, the last 5 fights, he's lost 2 of them. He got rocked to his boots in another one. He should have been stopped. And in the 4th, look, he's not going to let me talk. Listen, you said in the last 5 fights he's improving. Let's go back to his last 5 fights, right? You've got Luis Ortiz, that he should have been seconds away from being stopped, got given a break. I mean, they did everything to try and help this guy get his legs back. And let me finish. Number two, another fight with Ortiz that he was losing every round before he landed the shot. Then you've got the first Tyson Fury fight that he lost in most people's eyes. I mean, got schooled. And a guy that's 300 pounds, 400 pounds coming off the couch. Then you've got the one that just happened, the Fury fight 2, which was a massacre. So how has this guy got any better in the last 5 fucking fights? What planet are you on?
Okay, first of all, the first fight with Ortiz, Wilder had a back foot right hand and pushed and stunned Ortiz, and then he got him out of there in the 10th round. So what you talking about? And then the second fight, he let the rounds. He didn't even do nothing in the second fight. No. And he still knocked him out on the back foot. I mean, not on the back foot.
Yeah, but he was still losing. Exactly, wasn't doing. He still lost.
He was losing rounds, basically.
In the second fight, in the second fight, he didn't knock him out on the back foot. In the second fight, he didn't knock him out on the back foot.
No, he didn't.
No, the first fight. So the first fight already
threw 1, 2, and knocked his knees out, but it was not on the back foot. Let's just get that settled right in there.
Okay, nice, that's cool. Well, what I'm saying is the first fight already displayed Wilder on the back foot against Ortiz, and he knocked his ass out.
No, he didn't. And you just several minutes ago you lied and you said that in the rematch he knocked him out of the back foot.
What are you talking about?
You clearly said that, man. Come on, man.
I said the first fight with Ortiz.
I want to take you under my wing because I think you're a passionate boxing fan. You got a lot of dedication. I would like to take you under my wing. Just sort of polish a couple of little things here. I want to
get fostered by a Canadian.
Canadian, Mexican Canadian, and a little Jewish in there too, just for the showbiz aspect.
10th round, he got him out of there. The second fight, he knocked him out going forward. So his skill set forward and backwards. Deontay Wilder has the agility, and he has the foot movements, and he has the ring IQ. So you discrediting a fighter's skill set, which is crazy because Fury looked overly impressive. For one, Wilder wasn't himself. For two, 30
oh yeah, of course you were.
Let me run it down.
Wilder. Did he have the coronavirus? Bless him.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man.
From the first fight, you see Wilder's skill set, and this is on what Fury's best skill set, which is on the back, was Fury back foot, and Fury only had 5 rounds in that first fight. So I don't know where you guys getting Fury won the first fight, which is false. Deontay Wilder had 7 rounds. The reason why it was 6-6 because the judge made it so because it was no robberies.
Can you tell me your scorecard for that fight, please?
Deontay Wilder. The first fight.
No, I want your scorecard. Give me the scorecard that you had for the first fight, please.
Scorecard,
bro. Deontay Wilder has 7 rounds, bro. You go recap the fight, bro.
Which ones?
I want your scorecard. I don't want how many rounds you can count with your fingers because we can all do that. I want your scorecard.
I want your scorecard.
I want you to take off the 2 points and stuff for the knockdowns and stuff, and I want you to do all that. What was your scorecard?
Scorecard.
The reason why it was 6-6 because the judge didn't allow Fury to get that robbery that night.
How can it be 6? How can it be 6-6? How can it be 6-6?
6-6 because Fury survived the 12th round, which Fury still lost the 12th round by KO and long count. So 7-5 Wilder, and the skill set was already there in the first fight.
No, but I want your scorecard. I don't want. Like I said, you said it was 6-6, but
himself,
I want your scorecard. So if you had it 6-6, you had Wilder winning by 4 points.
Let me ask you a question. Should it have been one warning during that entire fight with Fury in part 2? Just one warning, just one, or should it have been more?
DSFG, here's where I want to take you under my wing. Because every time we ask you a direct question, you sidetrack and you try to go on to. We were talking about the Wilder skill set. Now we're talking about the first fight. Now let's take to about the Wilder skill set, which is what you seem to have a problem with. Because look, I said it before, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Manny Pacquiao, remember Manny Pacquiao 2003 version? He had to go forward to get the 1-2 off. And Ferry Roach implored him, keep going forward in the first Marcus fight because you can't fight backing up. I mean, he didn't say it in those words, but that was essentially what he was trying to say. What happened after the fight? What happened after the fight? He started teaching Pacquiao how to counter with the right hook, how to counter with the left hand, improve defense, and look at Pacquiao now, all-time great. Deontay Wilder has that agility, but why isn't he working on it?
Why isn't he working on it? Why isn't he working on it? Or on anything?
Pacquiao never been a back foot fighter. That's a bad example.
Okay, so when he dropped Eric Morales twice in the subsequent fights, and he couldn't do it in the first fight, all he was doing was going forward. And when he outboxed what's his name, Barrera in the second fight, when Barrera tried to box him, or when he stunned Marquez in the second fight with a nice crisp left hand, that was Pacquiao showing you he could counter. And obviously he wasn't Muhammad Ali on his toes and jabbing people from the outside, but he improved on something that he was awful at. And that's the same thing with Wilder. Look, I'm not saying Wilder's going to, again, I don't want him to turn into Sugar Ray Robinson or Sugar Ray Leonard from the second Durant fight, but he should be able to add some more pop on that left hand, tighten up his punches, stop leaning back all the time, because that's what did him in part against Tyson Fury. I agree, he's got very good agility and hand speed, which is something that can take you a good long way against these giants in the heavyweight division who are somewhat slow for the most part. But he hasn't been improving as much as we would like to be able to. I mean, look at him in the second Fury fight. He got exposed. All those flaws, Fury took him in there and took advantage of them by just marching forward.
Okay. I mean, that's your perception of the fight. I mean, my perception is totally different.
Well, explain to me how. How is it different?
Like I said, Wilder, for one, let's say this was the 50% Wilder. All right. So technically he wasn't himself, which everybody noticed during that fight. Commentary noticed, the people who was talking about the fight noticed, people who were watching the fight noticed, like, hold on, this Wilder is not the Wilder we normally see. Can we see? And you know how Wilder always come in hype and everything else. And then secondly, you got to take into account Fury. Let's take away the Fury glove for a second, because that's getting too much light. You got to highlight the whole entire fight from 5th round to the 7th round. Let's highlight all the dirty tactics that Fury was doing. And the body shot you talking about, that was a trick before the body shot. So
Can I just ask you real quick something about
let me run down the list of a dirty tactic fighter. Do you think Madonna is a dirty tactic fighter?
You said Deontay Wilder wasn't himself. Is that your perception?
No, I'm saying he wasn't himself. Hold on.
Answer the question. Is that your perception?
That's a fact, bro. It wasn't himself. Also, due to dirty tactics.
How is it a fact? How is it a fact that he wasn't himself? How can you prove that definitively?
Come on, bro. I watched Deontay Wilder fight.
Come on. I want some proof.
All 40-some fights, bro. I know how Deontay Wilder fights, bro.
Did he ever fight a Fury that was coming forward? Did he ever fight a Tyson Fury that was going to come forward weighing 270 pounds?
He didn't expect all the dirty tactics either. And
DSFG, I want to take you under my wing because I like your attitude. I like your moxie, but these deflection tactics, they're not working, man. Come on, man. Listen.
Are you saying that there was no dirty tactics whatsoever in that fight?
I think both guys were dirty for sure. Yeah.
It was a normal boxing. Listen, DSFG. It was a normal
rabbit punches.
No, it was a normal boxing. Listen, you don't want to talk about rabbit punches because Wilder is the biggest rabbit puncher.
No.
Yeah. No. Did you see all the videos I posted?
All Wilder knockouts was clearly accurate KOs. All 40 of them. Accurately.
Has Deontay Wilder hit somebody behind the head?
By the way, we got somebody called L Dog 2.0 now in the chat.
Hold on, I got a question.
Yes.
Do you acknowledge certain dirty tactic fighters? Let's take this glove out the way real quick. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's part of it, but let's take the glove off. Do you acknowledge that Madonna was a dirty tactic type of fighter?
Yeah.
Do you think Robert Guerrero was a dirty tactic fighter?
Robert Guerrero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think Andre Ward was a dirty tactic fighter?
Absolutely.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Okay, then. So now I put me as a boxing fan who see with my own eyes. I put Fury right along with those guys. Now you might want to exempt him out or say Fury's not in that category. Then we won't have the debate on that.
Look, the thing is, like, all those names you mentioned had good careers. Like Andre Ward got to number one pound for pound on most people's list. Not mine, but most people's by fighting like that. Listen, it's about look. Stop crying. No one's here to entertain you. What you think? Big fighters going to put their lives on the line, so DSG can have a bit of entertainment on a Saturday night. Look,
do you put Fury in that same dirty tactic fighter list?
Does this guy let people fucking talk, man?
No,
I've been quiet. You don't let people talk.
All right, go talk. I'm gonna be on mute, but answer that question though.
You gotta let people talk, bro. It's called dialogue. This is not a fucking speech. Do you know what I mean? This is not where you can just come in and
It's your
have a
show,
speech.
bro. I'm just a guest, bro.
All right, go ahead, Stu. Go ahead. Stu, go ahead.
I forgot my trail of thought now because keep getting interrupted.
Oh, no, can I just ask you? No, hold on. Okay.
Can I say something?
No, I don't know.
Let me say something then, because we start. Okay, so now he's talking. Now DSFG is talking about Fury being dirty. So far we got this. We got the gloves. We got Fury being dirty. We got Wilder not being himself. Any more excuses, DSFG?
No, but hold on. The glove thing wasn't really answered. That's what I wanna know, DSFG. What happened with the glove? What was illegal?
Obviously,
muted.
Watch the. Listen.
Yes.
While the gloves was on legitly, it was on correctly. Fury wasn't. So if you want to go by boxing rules and standards,
the second. Are you
Fury
talking about the
was,
second fight? DSFG. Sorry to cut you off, but are you talking about the second fight?
I'm talking about gloves. Period.
No. Did Fury? Okay, you're saying that Fury manipulated his gloves or they weren't put on properly, right? Are you talking about the second fight?
I'm talking about gloves. Period.
All right,
the thing is, though, the thing is,
but if you want to highlight the
second
fight,
you said,
he doesn't even want to fucking commit to what he's talking about.
You don't want to answer the question, man.
No,
DSFG, you don't want to answer the question.
I said if you want to talk about the second fight,
yes.
The answer is yes. It was improperly on and it wasn't properly checked.
Okay. How were they improperly put on?
Look. Forget all this fucking cheating because that's been debunked. There's been
no
cheating. Look, you said.
Let's take away the glove for a minute and let's talk about the actual 7
You know what?
5 to 7 rounds.
I'll come back when this guy's off.
I want to hear Butcher's point though. What were you gonna say then about the second fight in the gloves and Butcher?
Okay.
I don't listen.
No, DSFG. Hold on. How? Okay, so what kind of advantage did Tyson Fury have in that second fight? Advantage, yeah, because he was cheating supposedly. So, so what type of advantage? Go ahead.
Are you sure you want the answer to that? Because you might.
Yes.
You might
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Advantage number 1 will be reach. Number 2, it's a manipulated glove, which is fist, which is another advantage. Also, advantage of Wilder not being 100% himself.
That's not okay. No. That's the glove. Okay, no. You stick to the glove. Stick to the glove. DSFG, we're gonna stick to the glove. So the reach.
I want to put the glove to the side for a minute. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put
gloves,
that to the side.
gloves. We're talking about the gloves.
The entire fight.
We are talking about the gloves. So
no, listen.
The reach. No, you listen. No, you listen. We're talking about the gloves. Okay. So the reach. So what kind of advantage? You're talking about the reach. So what was the advantage here? The reach. How did he increase his reach? Is that what you're saying?
What if go gadget arms or something?
The glove doesn't stretch out. What's going on? It's taped to the same spot on the forearm. This is insane. There's the reason why one very important person hasn't come out and said it. You know who hasn't said anything about the gloves? Is Wilder and his people. Even though it cost them tens of millions of dollars. You know why? Because they would sound like punks to the fucking boxing community.
You keep saying
I'd
other fighters.
I'd rather someone punch me. I'd rather someone punch me with a floppy glove than one that's wrapped around the knuckle that's all tight like a rail.
Don't take away from the fact.
Even if he did flop the glove like that, he wasn't gaining nothing by doing it. How can you knock someone out with a floppy glove? Let's be real. If anything, when you if you try and throw a punch with floppy gloves, you're likely to break your fucking hand yourself. You're not going to cause any damage. So I don't get what the advantage Fury had.
I have a question. DSFG.
Don't you know, even if the gloves is on properly, your hands can still get damaged. Prime example, how many people hurt their hand with the glove legitly on?
Yeah, most of them are slappers like Deontay Wilder, Joe Calzaghe.
If you don't throw it properly, they're
the ones that hurt their hands.
Exactly. Listen,
they're the ones that hurt their hands.
DSFG, question. Did Tyson Fury wear his gloves floppy in the second fight? Yes or not?
Yes.
Okay.
But we're not.
Okay, hold on.
I want to put aside that glove thing. I want to put aside the glove thing for a second. You keep going back to the glove.
Yeah, I want to get it. No, hold on. You want to evade these questions now. So are you saying that Tyson? Are you saying DSFG? DSFG? Are you saying that DSFG? Are you saying that Tyson Fury knocked out Deontay Wilder with a floppy glove?
First of all, Fury did not got nobody. First of all, he never had a TKO.
All right, drop him. Did he drop him with a floppy glove?
Bro, it was a right hand.
Did he beat him up with a floppy? Did he make him bleed? Did he make him bleed with a floppy glove? Did he make him bleed? Did he make him bleed with a floppy glove? Did Tyson Fury make Deontay Wilder bleed with a floppy glove?
Oh my gosh.
The guy's gay, man. This
conversation is over, man.
Oh, come on.
This conversation is over.
You're not listening, bro. Conversation is over because you're not listening. I said let's put aside the glove for a second and let's highlight the dirty.
Why? Well, that's the whole point of the show.
I just ask you, how is it that you can be so emotionally invested into this fight?
He doesn't want to talk about the glove.
I want to say something. Butcho, let me. Okay, here's the thing. DSFG. This is why I said at the beginning of the show, or actually a couple of episodes ago, we can't have a conversation. You don't want to have a conversation. You're twisting the facts. You're obviously biased toward Deontay Wilder. We can't continue like this, man.
I'm gonna ask you again, though, bro. Was Madonna?
But you answer our question, so why should we answer yours?
No, listen, DSFG. We wanted to talk about the gloves. You don't want to talk about the gloves. I understand why. We're gonna move on. All right, we have a lot of phone calls.
Yeah, time to move on, man.
All right,
time to hop on a different train, man.
You don't want to talk about the glove. It's okay, man.
No, there's no problem. We can talk about the glove.
No, you don't want to talk about it.
You've been schooled.
Not in the boxing rules.
You took your ass
You
whooping.
disqualified on that alone.
All right, listen, we're gonna move on, man. Thanks for calling in.
The schooling's been done. No more ass whoopings. I don't want to beat up on this guy no more. He's
this guy's he's a weirdo. Yeah. He likes it.
It's getting to stage where he's gonna have to go. Cut me, Mickey. Cut me. I can't see Mickey. Cut me, man.
Hey right, can I just ask all you guys, how many times, it even aggravates me sometimes, it's like, just unlace it, because you'll see the guy in the corner, right, to take a glove off at the end of the fight before they're about to call the winner. Usually the guy who won wants to get the glove off, run his hands through his hair and shit. And you see the trainer, right, to rush in, they take the tape off and they never unlace it enough, and see how hard they have to violently yank on a dude's arm to pull a fucking taped up hand down in a glove, never mind one that is size of dinner plates. What do they think that just he all of a sudden like fucking had voodoo magic shrink his little hands down, so they suddenly shrunk down to the tips of his wrist? It's absurd. That's the reason. That's the one excuse. I mean, don't get me wrong, Wilder's fucking gone down a fucking, he's got a list of them, but the reason why he won't touch that glove thing, because he knows that's something you can't come back from.
I know.
He's to look like a donkey. All right, and not one person from his camp just mentioned it.
That was a knockout, man. That's when he got knocked out. Sorry, DSFG.
Deontay, what that caller forgets to realize is that the reason why Deontay Wilder ain't making a big deal out of it. Number one, ain't really gonna do nothing to you. Anybody who's ever boxed knows you cannot get no advantage putting your most vulnerable knuckle parts of your fingers in that middle of the palm. Okay, you're gonna break your fucking hand. That's one.
And then where the rest of the
hold on, let me finish this point quick, Jimmy. The other part is Wilder is the king of palm shots. He is what he did to Ortiz. What he did to Ortiz was disgusting in the first fight. Okay, he was palm shotting him like left to right. That dude is crazy, man. That dude that calls in, first of all, look, he sounds slow as hell. Like he just does. And I hope he's listening. Like, he's a dueler. He's the type of guy that gets smacked in the face and asks you why you smacked him, and really you didn't smack him. You imagine the smack. Like, no, he got beat down, bro. Your boy got beat the hell down. Like, nobody takes you serious. Everybody knows he got beat up because of the right hand. The right hand is what did the most damage. The jab was just there to cause confusion all day, which it did. He was biting on every feint. His legs is spread wide apart. He does a million things. I could sit down for days and write what he does wrong and why he lost that fight. He lost that fight because he's a terrible boxer.
And this guy, the cheek to say that, we're hating on his skill set. But what skill set? Have you not been watching the last 43 fights? Come on, man.
All right, we got.
Skill set.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, listen, you all know, right? Hey, boxing of all games, I did a lot of sports too. That's the one that leaves you the quickest, and I'm talking about that elite level because it has to be boxing. Out of all the sports, has to be reflex. If you're thinking about it, past the Golden Glove, you're done. You're just gonna get knocked out. It has to become so secondary reactionary. He didn't start boxing. He didn't lace a pair of boxing gloves up until he was 20 years old. That's 2005. He's 30, what, 4?
Yeah.
14 years ago, 20 years old. So listen, it's a combination. He started boxing at 20 years old. He had a fucking carefully crafted fucking career of get to 40-0. I mean, just on I mean, if you go down the ranked fighters, actually that kid Heyman, I DM'd him and he tweeted out what I said to him. But and the reason why, again, he's not coming out against the glove gate, because when your sycophants are arguing about a made-up narrative, you're not focusing on the things I just said. Your boy started at 20 years old. It is nothing about the game is secondary to him. He's wrote it up on fucking, you know what I mean? A handmade, hand-picked resume and explosive power. And that's it. And then he came across a fucking elite boxer who wasn't this time 50% of himself, who's been fucking boxing since he was 2. All right. This kid, he's a boxer, and he went out there at 100%, and he knew what he could do to him. And he did it. He beat that boy's ass. Simple.
Exactly.
Wilder's too arrogant. Wilder's too arrogant to learn. He thought all he had to do was turn up, throw the right hand, job done. Just there's more than like that. Anyone with that sort of arrogance.
You know what it is, dude?
Hold on. Recognize. All right, guys, we have a million phone calls, man. So
I didn't know, man. You didn't say anything.
No, that's okay. No, I'm just saying now. All right. They've been waiting for a long time here. 929, you're on the air. 929.
What's up, guys? You guys hear me okay?
A little bit.
I can hear you somewhat
how about now?
A little better.
A little better. All right, go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right. I just want to say this. DSFG is living proof of why these Wilder fanboys, why these LDBC fucking idiots don't call onto the show. They just sound dumb. They just sound dumb as fuck, man. They don't have, none of them have a coherent like reasoning as to why they're lost. Like forget about the whole Glovegate shit. I mean, E.J. Smith already pointed out that the way you know, if his hand was all the way down to his exposed part, you know, which is inside, you know, the palm, you know, it would fucking shit up. It needs to be said. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah. So, what they need to be asking themselves, right, is why Deontay Wilder cannot block Tyson Fury's punches. What is with his boxing ability? That's what should be focused upon. He's never a back foot fighter, never was. His resume was padded with people who stand in front of him. When he finally faced a legitimate boxer in Ortiz, he looked like a fucking clown, a pedestrian fighter. He got put, when you put pressure on him, as Tyson Fury displayed, he looks terrible. He doesn't know what to do. That's what they need to understand, that he is a limited fighter. He cannot fucking block. He has no footwork. His feet are wide apart. Even the fact that he calls it feet work, not footwork, feet work, sounds, is a telling sign that he's a fucking idiot, that he doesn't know the ins and outs of the fucking game. So please, refrain yourself and get out there. Stop making excuses for him. He's not out there saying, oh, no, it was this and that, no. That's it. Let it go. God damn it.
All right, we have to also take a break. And I know I know how you feel, man. These people, they're retarded, basically. I mean, that's it. It is what it is.
It's funny because like I had this debate with somebody, some fat ass on Facebook, because I'm part of a boxing group. There was actually one of them thinks that, well, one of his handlers was folding up the towel, right? In Tyson Fury's locker room, and the feed cut out. He's claiming that one of his men fucking placed a towel on the camera So that would give him the opportunity to fucking fix up that glove, to doctor up that glove, which is insane because once a fighter enters a building, the officials are on your ass. They're on you every step of the way. If anything funny happens, you're automatically disqualified, as Corruption of Boxing had pointed out. So to imply that these officials were looking the other way, then that opens up a can of worms. But unfortunately for these idiots, they don't have the political clout, nor does the Las Vegas, Nevada, or Nevada State Athletic Commission give a fuck about doing anything, about it. If they can't reverse that fight between Margarito and Cotto, which I believe that Margarito has something in his glove. He has some plasters, some fucked up shit. But they still didn't reverse that decision. If they can't do that, how do you expect them to reverse this one? To make it a no contest or to get the titles back to Deontay Wilder?
Yeah.
There's no way. This is the hill they chose to die on? It's stupid. All the corruption that happened in the past.
All right.
It's fucking, it's insane.
I know. Listen.
God, I'm sorry.
It's okay, man. All right.
Nah,
thanks for a phone call,
man. Annoying, man.
All right, we're gonna move on. But hey, Virtuoso, thank you for calling in. All right, man. Take care.
Good call, man.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's
Great
move
points
on.
about the other stuff.
504, you're on the air. 504. 504.
You gotta turn off your radio in the background or your computer.
504. Oh, we're gonna move on. 585, you're on the air. 585.
Oh, this should be fun.
Vinny.
How you doing, Mr. Buchfeld? This is Vince.
Welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
Well, how you doing, guys? I definitely have a full of topics I need to cover here because you guys are just making me upset. But
is that Vinny?
Vinny, your voice makes me upset. Vinny.
Is that Vinny? Is he back?
Yeah. Facts give him a rash.
Go ahead, Vinny. Go ahead, brother. Sorry.
Yes, guys. I'm a little depressed because the coronavirus.
Happy.
Hopefully, this passes by so we can watch Mr. Wilder at work, and hopefully, Bomb Squad will triumph it once again. Also, guys, I want to talk about Mr. Dougie Fisher. I just wanted you guys to ask him a question for me. Why is he such a Triple G shill? Actually, Triple L. That guy's a huge fanboy, and Canelo hopefully will end him once and for all, so we can get rid of him. Also, guys, Tyson Fury is a cheater. Definitely, there's a lot of evidence online. If you watch this one particular guy named Pharaoh, the guy has,
what about the let me ask you something, Vinny. What about the evidence what about the evidence that he palm striked Ortiz to death? What about that evidence? What do you think about that?
Yep. Arturi's video. Look at it.
What do you think about that?
Palm strike? They do that because they want to rupture someone's eardrum. That's the reason why it's illegal.
That video. But if you guys
what do you think
put a
about
link
that?
in the chat, maybe I could go ahead and watch it. But I have not seen that video, and I'm not aware of.
Well,
any
why
of that.
don't you go to Notorious Boxing, or you could go to my channel, you could go to Bucho's channel, you could go to a million people's channel. You just don't, you just don't like that topic, right?
You choose to live in the echo chamber.
The thing is, though, Vinny, this makes me more convinced that I'm right than ever. When someone like you is going with this conspiracy, then I'm convinced that I'm on the right side. Because you are fucking clueless, bro. I mean, look, and then the fact that you bring young fucking homo, whatever his name is, what is it, young Pharaoh? I mean,
come on.
You like young Pharaoh? You like young Pharaoh, Vinny Mac? Yeah.
Yes, guys.
That kid got so exposed on Twitter, young Pharaoh.
Dude, he's a scam artist.
Yeah.
He's a scam artist, right? Like he scams people out of money.
He's been arrested on multiple times.
He's been arrested.
Oh, wow.
And sued. Like, this is the guy you believe. This fucking dude that looks like Ralph Transvan's son or something like that.
He looks like the little dude from Next Friday. Pimp down! Right? Doesn't he look like that dude from the last Friday?
Do you remember that group New Edition? Remember that group New Edition?
Oh yeah, New Edition.
Remember the leader? He looks exactly like him with dreads. So he looks like.
But
Vinny,
huh?
You're losing the plot, brother. You've gone from the BDA Call of the Year, the champion, and you're becoming Kirtland Lang, a fucking drunk on a bench. That's what you become, brother.
You're not getting it this year.
Mr. Stu,
you're a 60-year-old Kirtland Lang now. You was a young warrior at one time. Last year with a belt. Now look at you. I mean, the Wilder fights took your soul. Look like it took Wilder's soul. I mean, that fight's a soul taker. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's many more souls been taken.
He won't be the same. He won't be the same.
Poor old Vinny. Like I said, I voted for you for Call of the Year, though, Vinny. What was I thinking? A bit like Wilder's career. You cherry picked bums. You had a good little you was fed bums, and when it come to the deep end, you just couldn't cut the mustard.
All right, Vinny. Anything else? We're gonna move on.
Yes, Mr. Bucho. Also, I would like to talk about Mr. Ricky Patton. If you guys want to talk about criminal, look at this guy. I mean, look at his face. He just looks like a criminal. I seen him slide that glove off really quickly, really easily with the Tyson Fury fight. And I do not respect the individual. I'm just glad Pacquiao put him to sleep back in 2009. Also, Gervonta Davis, guys, knocks out your hero, Ryan Garcia.
He's not our hero. Go fuck yourself. Bye.
What do you think? All right.
One more thing, Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Bucho. One more thing.
Yes.
For Mr. Virtual Reality, once Deontay Wilder knocks.
This kid's never fucking right about anything.
Oh my god.
I will.
Jesus.
I will need an explanation as to why Mr. Fury was knocked out. Thank you. And guys, have a great day, and I will call in on the next show. Thank you.
All right,
go fuck yourself.
A bit of a boxing tip for you guys. Any of you guys a bit casual, don't really know who to pick when it comes to betting for a fight. Whoever Vinny picks, pick the other guy to win. That's all you need to know. And
I mean, he's fucking calling, man. That dude, DSG,
he never gets anything right. I mean,
Vinny
he could predict rain. I mean, he can predict rain if thunder and lightning was above his head. Do you know what I mean? The guy, he gets once right in a month or something. You know,
Vinny is who he is.
One right.
I think he's a big troll.
Forget it.
I think Vinny's a big troll. He is who he is. The DSG dude, that's a scary dude. Look, I know YouTube, you got to be, careful what you say. He's very slow. He's a very slow kid. I worry about a dude like that. That's the type of dude that don't ask no questions. People on the block use him. Whatever neighborhood he's from, they use him. They tell him to do something. He don't ask questions. He does it. He gets smacked in the face. He questions whether or not he got smacked. There's something wrong with that kid. Really wrong with that dude.
We used to call him crash test
I'm talking about the
dummies.
DSG dude. I'm not talking about Vinny. I'm talking about the dude that
well, you could
big facts.
You can say
the guy that says big facts. He doesn't say facts. He says big fakes. That's not even a word. Okay?
Well, maybe
in the hood. All right, hold on. Virtuoso, thank you for your contribution. He says Young Pharaoh is a Milli Vanilli reject. Move on. You're right. Go ahead,
DSG. I mean, like I said, I don't know what's wrong with him. Like I said, his head's gone. I mean,
come on. He was trying to convince you, Stu. He's like, to convince you about the gloves. Then he says, and plus you got to add in that Wilder wasn't 100%. It's just like, all right, dude, come on. You sound like a fucking weirdo.
The thing is, though, he'd come on here and he couldn't answer one of our questions. And that's the problem when we have these sort of shows, when these guys call in. They can never answer one question.
Sounded like a Democrat.
Simple questions to ask as well. We're not asking them to dig deep into the fucking archives and the memory here. It's just tell us, they can't do that. Like I said, you had DSG, he made John Coffey look like Dr. Ben Carson, didn't he?
It was just word salad.
Hey, I want to move on from the gloves. I want to move on from the gloves. Now we're talking about the gloves. What the fuck?
That's the
That's what
whole
the
point of the
discussion at
show.
hand. I mean, come on.
I'm like, oh, was this the BDA or DSG show? It's like, dude, you called in. You can't make one point, and then you start. And then what he does, typical thing, they talk over you. Just, I'm like, bro, come on, bro.
Yeah,
And
that
then you would ask him, oh, what fight, the first or second fight? Which one are you talking about? The gloves.
The gloves.
And once he did that, yeah, like, okay, dude. See, now you're trying to be slick, and you don't even want to answer, but you're not being slick.
Yeah,
You just
but, you
sound
know,
stupid.
But then, he
Like Stu
started
said.
talking about fucking. Yeah, he tried to get Andre Ward in there, so he's not looking too biased. Yeah, he's dirty as well. Fury. Look, at the end of the day, you do what you got to do to win fights. I hate the way Andre Ward fought. Yeah, I made it clear all the time I was coming on here. But when you look at his resume, as the years go on, you look in the history books, the resume's spotless, isn't it? And he's got some good names there, and he's won. He beat some good guys. You know, at the end of the day, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to win. Andre Ward's never going to go in there and fight like Arturo Gatti, is he? Let's be real. He's just not going to do that. So you got to do what you're good at. And Tyson Fury, he realised you rough Wilder up, you maul him, you lean on him, you take his legs. He's going to fall to pieces. I told you that, and I'm not even in boxing. I told you that before the fight. He'd fall to pieces if you did that, and because I could see from the previous fight. So, yeah, look, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what skill set he's got to fall back on. DSG keeps talking about, but we'll see how it goes in the third.
All right, Stu, we have another phone call. 813, you're on the air. 813.
Órale, that puto chile.
Miklo.
Who is this?
It's Red Glove Militant. I'm just
Oh, what's up, man?
I thought it was Miklo.
Hey,
Who's
what
Miklo?
up? Nah, it was me. I was messing around. Yeah, that DSG, he got problems. He deflects.
Thank you, man. Like, can people hear it in his voice?
Yeah, he deflects. All the while accusing you of deflecting. You know, he wants to say that his opinion is fact. You know, recognize is absolutely right. He says the word fact incorrectly. He'll say shit.
He says
like
fakes.
Factual facts.
He says fakes.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that dude. And I mean, it's obvious he doesn't know shit about boxing, and that's not me trying to be funny. I mean, listen to what he said about Wilder.
That's you.
Saying
You're keeping it real.
Saying, yeah, you know, what he said about Wilder knocking out Ortiz on the back foot. He obviously doesn't know what he's looking at. But I've seen him on a lot of chats, and basically he only knows 3 fighters: Wilder,
Listen, bro.
Danny Garcia, and Adrian Broner.
Yeah, they're new to the sport. They jumped on the same train as Revolution, didn't they? They've only just arrived.
How old is that kid?
That's all it is. You know, they're Wilder fans. They're not boxing fans.
He's no older than 22. That dude.
Yeah,
I can tell.
He sounds like he's 45 years old, man. But
Well, I mean,
by the way, don't put Revolution in the same boat as these guys.
Oh hell no! I never said that.
No, I know.
Never said that.
No, yeah.
No, but Revolution uses his brain. It may not be a brain that's fully developed yet.
I was just having a joke at Revolution. Look, Revolution he connects the dots. You don't have to be a boxing fan to connect dots. Them fuckers can't even do that. That's the problem. The Revolution's brilliant to learn. These fucking guys are not. They're coming out with the facts with a Z, by the way, on the end. Facts with the Z. And you know, one thing is, these guys, if they're actually big channels, they don't understand when they're coming out with these sort of things. They could be liable. They can be liable for fucking damages. When you start making accusations against people, all it takes is for Fury's camp to say, right, prove it in court, and then you're in a
have fun.
Well,
that's what you got to do.
He could have them all taken down. It's conspiracy against somebody, and it would have cost them money too.
And this is the thing: if you're going to make these conspiracies up, you better come with evidence. And like I said, you can pay damages for that shit. Especially in America. I mean, that's the country where it's a culture. It's a suing culture over there, isn't it? You get fucking sued for giving someone a burger that's too hot over there. So, you know, you got to be very careful what you say. And like, I said to Tyson Fury, he's not that sort of guy, really, is he? Either he's looking at these clowns and thinking, "Fucking hell, do you know what I mean? How can you take these people serious?" You know, you got to be very careful what you do say when you're accusing of people. It's like when you go and let's say someone's a homosexual, and I got it's facts. He's a fact.
I know the facts. I know that's what he kept saying. After they signed the gloves, that's a fact.
Well,
They misusing that fact shit, just like they misuse everything.
Dude, if you have to take a shit after they sign off on your wrists and they put your gloves on, if you suddenly say, "Man, I got to fucking squeeze off a sewer nugget," they're gonna send a guy from Nevada in there with you. No, seriously. Yeah.
Don't play that.
You don't fuck with the gloves, man.
All right, guys, let Red Glove say something. Red Glove, go ahead.
Go ahead, Red Glove.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, like, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a certain channel. I don't know if y'all want me to say the name, but he was talking about there was an issue with Fury's A sample, and then when you went into the description, he listed his source, and his source was himself.
Oh man!
Was that blood boxing?
Blood?
Was that blood boxing or barbershop or 78? I think I saw it.
What was that? I missed that. What was that?
He claimed there
He
was.
listed his source himself.
It sounds like if I had to choose between blood, I don't think blood would do that. I think it would be.
I still didn't get it because you both spoke at the same time. What was that? What did he say? He did what?
The source. Okay, so he said one of these big channels on the LDBC, right, said that the Fury's A sample came out tainted, dirty, or adverse, whatever. And when you go to the description box to click his sources, it was himself. And I was saying, I don't think it would be blood. I don't think blood boxing would do something like that. I think
blood boxing is not that stupid. Look, blood boxing is not that stupid. I've been listening to blood boxing for a few years. Yes, he's got. Yes, he's lost his mind a little bit. He's definitely a black supremacist now. That's for sure. But he's still quite down. He can still keep it down the middle when it comes to boxing. He's not as bad as the rest of them, and I don't think he's a bit too old to make himself look a damn fool by putting a link of his own fucking video in.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
No, he's a smarter guy.
Trust me, he's a smarter guy. If it was blood, I'd be shocked.
He's not a stupid guy, man. He's not a stupid guy. Just because he's a race pimp.
There's blue blood.
He's quite smart.
Jimmy, there's blue blood and there's blood and all this blood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
blue blood.
The blue blood.
Confusing.
Yes, you know what it was? Blue blood. You know what? Is he bald?
Yeah. You definitely. No, that's for. You could be talking about Fanning.
Yeah, he was saying some fucking absurd
Jimmy sees no
shit,
difference. Jimmy sees no difference.
Oh wait, no, the bald dude. The bald dude that got smacked by.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, that's.
Yeah. So who was it?
Who was it?
It was Blue Blood.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, you see, that makes sense.
I just didn't know if you guys wanted me to name drop.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You can name whoever you want.
Yeah.
Kennedy, can I just get Kennedy in the chat saying that Blue Blood is a millionaire, as is Fred. You're unemployed. I mean, look, stop worrying about what other men have got and do something about your own life. Worry about your own life, because I can assure you, you're not doing better than us. You're not winning in life. Yeah, I mean, just reading your comments tells me that.
Does he mention Fred's wife, the doctor, Dr. Wong, the optometrist?
Oh, wait a minute.
How does he talk about how Fred is a school teacher? So even at this pay scale, so he's probably making $58 a year. But he's living in California. He does flip houses. He actually has 3 under his name right now. 2 are distressed. But when you're married to an optometrist who owns, I mean, I'm butchering that. I'm still, but married to an Asian chick he went to school with who is an ophthalmologist, a surgeon too. So she's making bank. She's living off his fucking tit.
Yeah, Kennedy says he has 6 businesses. Look, 6 different gay porn sites don't mean that
check
you've
it
got
out.
6 different businesses.
Wait a minute. I'm worried. By the way, Butcher, put up the disclaimer. We don't have anything against gay people or against bisexual.
No, I didn't say. I just said gay porn, isn't it? That's anything that he's got. That's anything he runs is a fucking gay porn website. Let's be real. Come on, what does he run?
Well, he might be true though. He might be true. Listen, he believes everything he hears. Go ahead.
Yeah, he also says he can get 20 million views a month, and then he goes because he forgets YouTube counts it. He has 200 million views total ever in all his views combined. So he mixes in facts and reality. He's an educated kid. He is. Fred's an
He's a hustler.
educated dude. He's actually can play guitar. He's got some talents, but he's bitter and he's angry that he, pro-militant black, but he married fucking Dip Bon King for the fucking money. So it's like,
Yo,
fuck off,
those
dude.
dudes are the biggest hypocrites, the biggest weirdos. How are you gonna be like all black everything, right? Like I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, right? But you married to a non-black person. That means I look at that. Look, there's nothing wrong with interracial kids. Nothing wrong with it. I think some of them are beautiful. Some of them are ugly.
Actually, his daughter is
like
beautiful.
anybody
His
else.
little daughter.
Like anybody else, right? There's good looking kids. All kids are beautiful in their own way.
Ah, come on. No, they're not. There's some real ugly kids.
You're trying to be like Jimmy Savile now. Come on.
Well, listen,
Anyways, point is,
I'm trying to be politically correct. But this dude married a non-black chick. Why he's throwing up the hand sign talking about black power. Well, black power should be you marrying a woman that's going to produce kids that look like yourself.
Yeah. Breeding your own race out. But Mr. Black Power breeding his own race out. Look, if go through the history, Muhammad Ali. I mean, could he have picked a more lily white sister if he could have found one? The most lily white sisters around. There was always on Ali's arm for some reason. Look at Wilder. I mean, she doesn't look like a black queen to me. I mean, where's she from? Fucking Manila or somewhere like that. She's a Filipino. So you see it a lot of the time. A lot of these fucking race pimps, these they're not even with black women. So it just shows you what frauds they are.
Hey, by the way, this is Fred getting into some sort of street fight with a 50-plus-year-old,
5-year-old.
Yeah.
Kenny Porter.
How smart is Fred again?
No, Fred's, he's got a master's degree.
At what?
He's got a master's degree at
teaching.
No, he's got a master's degree. I mean, I've seen some stuff online now. Because my girl, works in an attorney's office, so I shouldn't say that. I'm not gonna say her name now, but she has access to you can go on certain things, files, and tells you everything. And it was like she came over and told me everything about what all the properties they have in their name, and everything's under fucking Kim Chi's name too.
Listen, the thing is, today's universities, you could get a fucking master's degree on David Beckham's haircuts. I mean, let's be real. You can. Some of the courses they're doing. I mean, they're never gonna mean anything in the real world. I mean, when you go and take that course to a job, they're gonna look at that and well, what fucking good is that to me? I'm trying to build a house here. I don't need this sort. You know what I mean? So, look, master's degrees don't mean anything unless you fucking are in a top field. So,
listen, man. Barbershop conversation. Listen, man. I owned a barbershop. Okay, for a few years, I had my own shop. You the type of dude that when you come in, everybody goes, "Oh, this motherfucker, man. You gotta hear his shit." What do you want, bro? He comes in there with a smile. He's the only one smiling. Everybody's just like shaking their head. Some of them act like they like him. They really don't. Because he thinks he knows it all. This is the type of guy. I've heard him a couple of times. He thinks he knows it all. That voice of his tells me he's fake. That black, blah, 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 black. I'm blitted black. Okay? Him. It's fake.
Well, he points to fucking Malcolm X poster behind me. He goes, see that? That's my soul. That's me. Him and I, we're the same person. Malcolm X would tell white people, hey, can we find a way to help your cause? No. He wanted nothing to do with anything but black. How can you sit there and say you're his fucking, lost sperm cell and fucking yet you married the fucking one off the boat because she had the coin? Nah, the dude's a fraud, man.
Well,
He's a fucking fraud.
All right, Red Glove. One last comment. Go ahead.
I was gonna say all that, fake pro-black, fight the power, and this guy ran for city councilman in Whittier, California. This is an aspiring politician we're talking about, where he wants to act like he's from the hood and all this stuff. I mean, he's just fake.
Yeah. Imagine voting for that guy. Imagine he tries to run again. You just have to show his videos. Nobody's gonna vote for that guy. I mean, he for sure he's not gonna try to run again.
Campaign videos online though.
Yeah, I saw them. Anyways, Red Glove, thanks for calling in, man. All right. Take care.
Thanks for having me. I
Gloves.
probably got other callers.
Oops. Fuck. 504. No. Jesus Christ. 504.
Hello?
You're on the air. 504.
Yeah, I was listening to y'all. I was calling about the glove, but
Whoa.
y'all
Wait.
started talking
Solar?
about Fred, and that was even
Solar.
better.
Solar. Is that you?
Who, me?
Solar Knight?
No, for
Damn. All right. Go ahead. Sorry, man. I thought you were Solar Knight. That guy was fun.
I'm sorry, you didn't want me to call in?
No, you can call in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying, I had my little theory about the gloves, but when y'all started talking about that Fred, man, I watched a couple of videos, and man, I think that guy, he just a race beta opportunist, because everything he says basically goes back to race and how he's a black man and he's married to a Chinese woman.
Let me ask you something. Something.
Thank you, brother.
Caller. Let me ask the caller something real quick. You as a black person, when a black dude starts talking that black power like to the fifth, 20th degree, and you see his wife is a non-black woman, how do you look at her? I know. What I
All
think,
right,
but
I'm
I
gonna be
just-
honest with you. Let me be honest. Another radio show had a show about black power and black pride. Fred, he rode off the back of that. I didn't realize it till then. His wife was Chinese. So Fred, and there's a video of this dude sitting up there, 44 years old, born in Harlem, talking about he don't know what pro-black is.
He's from Harlem? Oh, that makes sense.
Then I realized he was a joke.
Wow.
Bro,
I mean,
I could
would
tell
have
you.
respected him. I would have respected him if he would have just said, I married the lady, and because I love her, and that's it.
Yeah.
But don't
Hey,
sit up there
caller,
and make
the slimiest hustlers.
He challenged Andre Ward about being half white and half black, and that's his parents. But he chose a Chinese. Andre Ward was born from a union of a black person and a white person.
I heard him go off
That
about
was so
Andre.
low. That was so low rent that when he went at Ward like that too. I thought I gained a lot of respect for the way Ward said that. Like, don't he's not gonna dog his dad.
He
It's like
loves
he
his
expected
dad.
him
I
to
mean, what the
apologize.
fuck? That's
Yeah,
what
it's like it was like fucking Fred wanted him to apologize that his father was white.
Yeah, he didn't have no part in that union.
Yeah,
He's a product of
he's a product of that. He's his father's
Right.
DNA and he's his mother's DNA, and that's the way it is.
Exactly.
And I would
Andre
agree with the
Ward
caller
wouldn't be-
too.
Andre Ward wouldn't be who he is if he didn't come out of his father's balls.
But he pro-black. I never buy
But I want to agree with the caller too, because if people would just listen to me talk, they would. It sounds like I was like anti like him marrying outside his race. I have no problem, dude. I don't give a fuck.
No, nobody
you
has a
marry
problem
who you
with that.
love. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. The chick got fucking polka dots. You love her, you marry her. I have no problem with that at all. I'm just saying for him to take that, like you said, caller, to take that stance and come at it, and it's just. You know what it is? He peels the Band-Aid off because it's clickbait. That's all it is. I mean, the guy who started the LDBC, right? The dude who started it. Well, I was going to say, his video said, blazing letters. Because I went to it, he's like, Canelo, no, what is it? Oscar responds to fucking racist emails. I'm like, really? I heard he never mentioned anything. So I clicked it. He goes, first off, psych. Nobody talking. He didn't respond to shit. But now that you're listening, I'm like, oh my God.
That's
did you just really do that?
I know.
And this is the dude who started the
first
LDBC.
channel that I listen to that actually talk about the real deal. If you're talking about boxing, it's both sides. If you text or say something against Deontay Wilder, you blocked.
Yep.
Let me tell you something, caller, real quick. Something about Harlem dudes.
And look, hey, I thought I got a opinion on the glove thing. I believe this. Deontay Wilder didn't beat Tyson Fury in neither fight. But I looked at the fights a couple of times because I had an operation, so I was able to watch it over and over again. I think they might have manipulated the glove a little bit, but it wasn't with the hand. I think they used water to soften it. But to me, if you get away with it in the ring, get the money and the title, case closed. You won. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Hey, caller,
Yeah,
real
go ahead.
quick.
Go ahead.
I want to say to the caller, look, two things. There is something suspicious about his gloves, but being somebody who's boxed before plenty of times, put on gloves, put it on with the laces, I can tell you there's no real advantage doing that. Putting your hand there, you're actually in a disadvantage. I don't know what he did exactly,
But can I
but
ask you one question about something?
Look, I'm not sure what he
you
did
using
because
a
I would never
hardtail
use that
glove-
tactic. Not because I'm virtuoso than he is. No, it's just that I wouldn't get no advantage. I would palm strike a motherfucker. Yeah, I would do it if I'm fighting a dirty fight. The dude is dirty with me, and we just gonna be dirty. I will use other measures to try to get an advantage. Now, going back to that barbershop dude. This is all you got to know. You sound like you might be from the South or something. Maybe you visited New York. The dirtiest
New Orleans all the
race,
way, man. Corona,
the
Cali.
dirtiest race hustlers in the world come from Harlem. That's all I got to say. The dirtiest,
From Harlem,
the most slimiest ones, they all come from Harlem. And I'm not dissing all of Harlem. I'm talking about that particular
I'm gonna
group.
show you. I'm so serious. I'll give you my phone number on the air. I want you to watch the barbershop where he talk about, is it possible for a black man to be pro-black and date outside his race? Not one time. He don't say he married to a Chinese lady till somebody bring it. And basically, his wife, he was trying to keep it black and white. He didn't want Asian people in it. But somebody pulled his card, and that man made like he didn't know what pro-black was. And I thought that was an insult to everybody on his show who listened to that dude. Because you can't tell me a black man in America that's over 30 years old don't know what pro-black is.
Of course they do, man. Anybody knows what pro anything is. If you're pro whatever, you especially when it comes time to like giving the one like breeding children, right? That's the most important one for me, right? If I'm pro whatever, I want my kids to look like me, what I'm talking about, what I'm practicing. I don't want my kids to look like somebody else's kids. You know what I'm saying? Where I gotta tell you, I gotta pull you to the side. Hey, you see those kids over there? Yeah, those are my kids. And
Hey,
you're like,
caller,
my
we're gonna
bad.
have to
I
move
didn't
on.
know those-
Caller, we have to move on. But thank you for calling in. All right, call back again next time.
Good call, man.
I sure will. Thank you.
All right, we
Have a good
got
night.
more phone. Jimmy, you want to say something before we take the next phone call?
Oh no, I was just gonna take the next call, dude. I was gonna co-sign a lot of what he was saying, but yeah, just take the next call, bro.
Okay. 323, you're on the air. 323. 323 going once, twice. All right. Next phone call.
But except for the gloves, I don't believe he's turned his hand over because the only time it'd be an advantage if he was able to make his fist inside the glove and like turn it over and catch him with just the wrap. But that would have been so obvious. The minute he hit the glove would have. The problem is this: imagine if they had super slow HD. You know what I mean? With 20 cameras facing like all those fights back in the day. You know how much shit they would catch? The elbows, the biting, the headbutts that you didn't see, just didn't pick it up.
I was telling BBA about this trick. I don't know if you know it, Jimmy. I know you sparred, but there's this trick that somebody taught me. So with your gloves fully in your hand. So you know how you throw like a right hook or a left hook? So you know when you turn it around, right? You turn it around with so you can hit with the knuckle part. But let's say a guy tilts his head a little bit down towards your belt line, right? And instead of like turning like down, I would do the chop with the side of the glove. That's if I was fighting somebody that's dirty, right? Like he's been disrespecting me, and now I'm gonna do the same thing back to him. So what I would do is I would like if I started noticing that he keeps ducking his head to a certain level, I will turn that punch like I'm throwing it like a hook downwards, and then I'll just with the side of my palm, I'll hit him with it. Boom.
Dude, there's been guys who've drilled holes in their mouthpieces, 3 little spurt holes, and they'd come back from a clinch and they would try to spit in the fucking dude's
Holy
eyes.
shit.
Yeah.
There's all kinds, dude. There's
all
people
kind
who
of
are good
shit.
at
Yeah.
it.
Oh, man.
Bite you in the clinch. I had this kid bite my shoulder, and you would never catch him do it, but he would bite me. I'm like, you motherfucker. Yeah.
And you learn this from the gyms. You know how many
Oh, yeah.
fights happen in the gym, man?
Ouchie
all you hear
McGinnis, man,
sometimes-
he would teach us all after, like, you know, Gibson owned the place. No, but Mickey trained too. Like, he didn't want the kids learning that, but Ouchie McGinnis, man, stay after and shit. He would teach us some fucking nasty shit.
All right, people, if you're listening and you think that Tyson Fury cheated, please call in and let us know. Phone lines are open, and I'm going to be posting the StreamYard if you live outside the United States or Canada.
The guys who can step on another dude's feet do really well. Those guys, because he fucks you up. If somebody's good at stepping on feet,
Oh yeah.
that sucks. Especially if you're back on your foot. If if you're willing to fight on your heel, on your back foot, and somebody steps on that front foot, and then catches even with a. Because I think Tyson Fury did step on Wilder's foot a little when he hit him with that body shot. They crossed up legs, but that's because his technique, his fucking foot, never in the right place.
Wilder got manhandled because he's just discombobulated. The way he stands, the way he does everything is just allows for somebody to just have their way.
There's a video out right now with Mike Tyson. It's unbelievable. Dude's 50 fucking 3 years old, and he's showing these dudes in an airport, and he puts his elbows in up, he rests them on his inside, right on his chest, like, you know what I mean? And then he kept flipping side to side, and he would show, no matter, you throw a combo, blah, 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 and flip, turn to one side, blah, 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 and he would show how his front legs, right, your knees, you want your knees never to go over your front toes, and you want your inside of your feet to never be wider than your shoulders. And he showed how bang, bang, bang in every position he'd get the combination off, and his feet were ready to throw another combination. It was just like, wow, man, look at Mike fucking still got the technique down in his 50s. You think Wilder could do that?
No.
Motherfucker would trip and bang his head. It would be like like that movie with the chick breaking her neck on the fucking stool.
Oh, yeah.
Can I say something about that?
Go ahead.
Was that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Jimmy, because I don't know if you heard, but at the beginning of the show, I was Stu, Butch, and myself were talking about how I keep bringing this up. Manny Pacquiao, 2001, 2003 Pacquiao, he was just coming forward with that 1-2. That's how he gained his momentum. And I don't know if you guys remember, but when he fought Marcus the first time, and Marcus started figuring him out by the middle rounds, Roach was imploring Pacquiao, you gotta keep going forward. Do not let this man back you up, because he knew that when he was backing up, he was just on the defensive. And it's the same thing with Deontay Wilder. Now, we were talking about how some of the things Wilder can do to improve fighting off the back foot, but he's 33, 34.
Yep.
The question to you guys is, can he do that? I mean, because some guys can't learn.
I think he could. Here's the thing. It's going to take discipline. And he can't, look, the invincibility is gone. You got thrashed. What doesn't matter what you think, and definitely a fuck you to your fans. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. So you got to think about yourself now. Now he's got to think about, what can I do? Look, the first thing I would do is try to teach him how to fight with his legs not so spread apart.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I got to teach this dude. I got to be like, yo, listen, you got to keep them together. I know you get a lot of leverage having your feet like you're about to fucking run a racetrack, a 40-yard dash, but you got to learn when to do it. You got to do it when you see your man is standing. You got the time. You got his timing, and he's standing in front of you.
You can't move fluidly.
To pull it off, but
you can't move fluidly like that. You can't when your stance is that wide. You can't
and learn how to throw that jab. Meaning, look, he could throw it, but change the levels of it. Change it somewhat.
Yeah.
Recognize the problem is, brother. that's all well and good teaching them things. Even shortening his starts, which I totally agree with. I've been saying it even at the start of the show. That's a problem. He's just his stance is too wide, and he just doesn't have any rhythm in his footwork. He's just so robotic, and that's why he's off balance all the time. He's constantly trying to plant his feet,
and that's why, Stu, you cannot allow Wilder with that stance, ready to shoot off the 1-2. You can't have him fighting off the back foot. He's a dead man
exactly,
going
because
off the back
the
foot.
way he throws that right hand is on the front foot. You can't. He leans into it with his front foot to get the power. He can't throw it backwards. But listen, that's all well and good, brother. But as soon as it doesn't work in the ring, what's he going to do? Go back to what he knows.
That's what I know he's going to. Yeah.
This is the thing, bro. You can teach them all you want. You can get these fights, but when they're that age, they're just going to go back to what they know when it's not working, and they're losing the fight.
Especially when things don't go your way.
That's it, mate. As soon as the game plan's not working out how he wants it to, he's going to go straight back. Or when he's under pressure, and look at Wilder doesn't react very well when he's under pressure. He freezes. He doesn't know what to do. He's that confused what to do. He doesn't do anything, and that's the problem with Wilder.
Has he ever thrown a 3-punch combo? Has he ever followed up, with the nice left hook to anybody's body, like a nice timed one? I mean, I've never seen this dude do that. And if you watch his videos, it's all glory exercises. He'll hit the mitts. I mean, he won't be doing all the ugly shit, the heavy upside down bags, all the shit that you don't want to do. But if you do repetitive, I guarantee you he ain't doing rope ends. He ain't doing all these things that if you do repetitive, you do always the things that you hate the most because those are usually the ones that work. But he doesn't do the repetitive motions in the gym to make it become second nature. Because if you have to be taught at this age, that means it's not going to be fluid. Like
Wilder doesn't fluid. Like I said to Revolution the other day, to understand boxing, you've got to understand the history of the sport, and Wilder doesn't respect it. You only look at when he disrespects the greats, saying he'd knock this guy out, knock that guy out. And this is a guy that was so limited in skills, where he thought if he thinks he can knock Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson out, then what has he got to learn? That's the way he's thinking, but it's the wrong way of thinking.
Did you guys see?
I mean, let's be real. He's a million miles from that level. So that's the problem. When someone's so narcissistic and arrogant, it's hard to teach them, and that's the problem with Wilder. You're just not going to teach an old dog new tricks, and especially with Wilder. I mean, if anything, I think it's going to get worse.
All right, we have a phone call. Let's take the phone call. Let's take a phone call here. 504, you're on the air. 504.
I'm sorry for calling y'all back, man, because I just disagree. I don't think Wilder could come back. I mean, fundamentals is taught as a kid, and he just, in his mind, he just believed he got it figured out, and his team is not doing nothing to help him figure it out.
That's true.
You're more likely right. I'm just saying that if I was somebody that could get in his ear, I would try to teach him. Like, yo, first of all, your footwork, everything is all wrong. You got to try this new approach. Boxing, you ain't got to be so fancy. Just let your hands go. But you got to have a good stance, a good jab. He don't have either one. Yeah, you might be right.
He don't have none of it.
You want to see?
If you look
I was going to say, great trainer and training partner, the late Floyd Mayweather's. Roger Mayweather. That dude was an excellent mitt holder. He was an excellent trainer. And if you ever pull up some videos of him, training hard with his nephew, I'll tell you, they moved like in unison. And that's the reason why Floyd was so good. He just repetitive.
Dude, the first thing.
Yeah, but the thing is,
the caller.
Yeah, look, Floyd still had to have the talent. You can't. You could try and get 50 kids to try and fight like Floyd Mayweather. None of them are going to be able to. So you've still got to have that special talent to be able to move like that sort of thing. That's my
Floyd's
point.
been doing that.
But it does help having somebody like Roger. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, no, obviously that makes you better. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Caller.
It was practice, and that's something Wilder is not interested in. Practice.
Yeah.
Learning the fundamentals.
Lazy?
Of that.
I think he's lazy.
Yep.
He's lazy.
That's for me.
That's the man.
Yeah,
that's
boxing
the key
skills
word.
for me is a natural. It's natural.
All right. Anything else, caller?
Based on, he look at boxing like the WWE, and he talk like it. So if he believes
he dresses like
10% of the stuff he's saying, then this dude is not in reality, taking this boxing serious. They had boxing record just came out today with the ranks. Nobody Wilder fought has been in the top 20 in about 30 something fights.
Yeah.
So so basically he haven't fought nobody to build skill. It's a hand job. It's a let's do it again. Just like that movie when they took JJ and hypnotized him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is why matchmaking's so important, bro. Because you have to get the right matchmaking. You've got to get your fighter ready for these sort of battles. And this is the problem. Wilder was never ready for that sort of battle that came his way against Fury. And that's why when you pad up records, this is the problem you have. When you stick them in with a world-class fighter, they get destroyed because they've never been there before. They don't know how to deal with it. They panic. They're not used to being under pressure on the back foot, fucking fighting for their lives. They're not used to that. They're used to just punching people and then falling over.
He was fighting on everything.
Right.
That tells me
in that second fight, when Tyson Fury took off that robe and he saw what he was about to fight, his whole demeanor changed.
Yeah, he was scared. I saw it too. He was scared. They talk about the lights and all that. I'm like, nah, the dude looks scared. That's what it looked like to me. Oh, but you a Wilder hater. I'm like, all right, whatever, man.
All right, Color. Anything else?
No, I'm gonna go ahead, man. Thank y'all again. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Call back again next time. Take care.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, guys, DSFG in the chat says Deontay Wilder wasn't TKO'd. There was no official knockdowns, no knockout.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
CFG, you're stupid. You're dumb.
Why did you give him a standing 8 count then?
What? Look, what? So you're telling me that punch that busted his eardrums? You know,
CFG, get out of whatever environment you in. Leave now, man. ASAP.
Save yourself.
Whatever you grew up living in, whatever you're used to, change it. Just change.
You're still young. You have time.
Yeah. You're a zombie, bro. You're basically dead.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
You're just walking around. You're just walking around dead. You just need somebody to make it official.
Yeah.
Dude, Wilder didn't even like boxing, man. You ever hear that old video from like fucking 8 years ago? He's like, well, I only went in after I hurt my knee and I realized I couldn't play football anymore because he's from Bama and footballs, that's all they have down there. And he went into a gym to stay in shape and he got into boxing. He fell into it. This was not a life, like, oh, I watched it as a kid. I think he was exposed, man.
Listen, I think talent's a natural thing. I always have in any sort of thing. It's just natural. Like Lionel Messi, that's just a god. That's a gift from God. People like him, and these super talents. And I just don't think you can just get a normal guy off the streets and teach him to be that sort of level. Like a young Clay, that sort of level. They're naturally gifted guys, man. You've still got to have the talent there to work on. This is why Joe Calzaghe, another one. Are you telling me Enzo Calzaghe made him this all-time great 46-0? I'm telling you he didn't, because look what he did with any other fighter. Useless. So, look, you can have the best trainers in the world. You've still got to have the talent. And I think with a lot of boxing, this is why these talents don't come around too often. Otherwise, with every few years we would get them if it was that easy. I mean, it's just natural talent. And
yeah, but still, listen,
Wilder's not a natural talent, is he? Let's be real.
No, he's not. But nobody's saying that he should improve by a big margin all of a sudden. Just a little bit. You're saying he can't even do that? He can't even learn?
Yeah, I'm saying he's going to get worse. I'm going to say... That's what I'm saying.
Well, because it's
That's true. It could happen.
This guy's whole aura was built on fear. Right, that's what won him most of the fights before that, and fucking mismatches, and putting in with.
Now there's a blueprint to beat him. There's a blueprint to beat him.
Yeah, but there's more than a blueprint. We saw the fear in Deontay Wilder's eyes in round 4. We saw that. This is a man that thrives on fear. He's the one. It's a bit like, what's the film Justice League, when that guy, when they crack his axe, don't they? Superman freezes his axe, and as soon as the axe smashes, he starts to get scared, and then all them things jump on him for fear. They smell his fear and jump on him. That's what people are doing with Wilder now. They smelt his fear, they're jumping on him, and that's what the fighters are going to do. There's a blueprint to do it. Like I said earlier, though, easier said than done. You've still got to have the ability to to pull off the game plan, but the blueprint's there. The aura of Deontay Wilder is not there anymore. You know, like I said, the days of look at Dominic Brazil, beat before he'd even fucking signed the forms for the fight, scared to his boots, weren't he?
Yeah, but he was never nobody really, to be honest with you. Like he wasn't like
No,
somebody
but this is what I'm saying. That's what Wilder did. A lot of his fighters, they were scared. They couldn't wait to fall over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I would like to add something about that. The question about whether he can improve, because he has hand speed and incredible power. Those are two things, incredible advantages in today's heavyweight, especially today's heavyweight era, where you got people that are 6'7", 6'6". They're not all very as explosive as he is. So the fact that he has those advantages, they've taken him a good long way. Now, as to whether he can improve, I have to agree a little bit with Stu and the caller from earlier, where he said that some of these things have to be instilled since youth or childhood. The two examples that we can always bring up about fighters that did a 180 and improved or changed their styles, Marco Barrera and Hopkins, right? Hopkins used to be a guy that would chase people down, hit him with the big right hand. Barrera, a lot of people were comparing him to Julio Chavez back when Barrera was undefeated, before the Junior Jones fight. But then if you think about it, Barrera had a solid boxing background. He already knew how to box. So did Hopkins, and especially with his size and length. I mean, he was always...
Hopkins was a natural talent, Brian. Because the fact is, the guy was winning fights in prison before anyway. And look, for him to come out of jail and then dominate a whole division for 10 years, that's natural talent. That ain't just some good trainer teaching someone some fundamental stuff.
He learned on the job.
Hey, raw weight prison guys, no bullshit. I would put up 1977 or 1975 to 1981 raw weight prison boxing team up against just about any fucking champion today. Dude, that was a nasty program.
Yeah, you talking about Jersey?
Yeah, dude, that was they won all the time. Boxing was big in prisons. They would go and travel and everything.
They used to all, you know what's funny about
fights
that?
A year.
You know what's funny about that, Jimmy? Most of them boxed in that fucking gym when they got out, or whatever the case may be. When they got out or before they went in, there's a gym out in Camden. That's where they all, that's where, like, not all, but I'm gonna say close to 3/4 of them came from.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like Canelo, right?
Joe's? I can't remember.
I don't remember it either. I remember going there. I remember going there, Jimmy, and I remember saying, "This fucking place is intimidating." Like the boxers in there, the dudes that were fighting, they were all men too. Like they were older dudes. These motherfuckers look like they want to kill you.
Yeah. I mean, Canelo's another one, a natural talent. You know, there's a reason these guys are good. I'll tell you guys that are not naturally talented, that have used their athleticism. Wilder, Joshua's another one. Them sort of guys. You know, they're not really naturally gifted guys. They've just got they've been taught a few basic skills, and their athleticism and their power have got them this far.
But you know something? If you look at Lennox Lewis, he wasn't really like overwhelming with skills. Is what he did. He did it really good.
But he still had to be. He still had to be good enough at those attributes.
No, of course. But he. That's why I said what he knew how to do. He knew how to do exceptionally good.
And this is why Manny Stewart was the best. He got a fighter. He obviously worked out what his best tools were and just stuck to that. He didn't try to overcomplicate things with tactics, and like some trainers do, they try to put too much information into one mind. And boxers are stupid at some. Let's be real. I don't mean to be cruel, but a lot of boxers are stupid at the best of times. So if you try to feed them with too much information, nothing will get through. And that's what the problem with a lot of trainers like to make themselves look good with these game plans and stuff. But Manny Stewart kept it simple. Look what he did with Vlad. Vlad was getting beat because he was sitting in the pocket trying to trade with smaller guys. I mean, look, Manny Stewart soon changed that around, didn't he?
Canelo was very raw. My friend,
but Canelo was a natural talent. Canelo, that's a natural gift. That fucking chin he's got for a start. Do you know what I mean? So he's just a natural talent. Otherwise, there'd be 20 Canelos coming out of Mexico. There's fighters everywhere on every block. Why isn't there another Canelo coming through? Because they're naturally.
That's what
because they're exceptional. Yeah,
boxing from any other sport. No, I was going to say real quick, that's what separates boxing from any other sport. In other sports, you can be an extremely talented athlete and play football, right? It doesn't say you can be an extremely talented athlete, but you also got to be able to take massive punches to the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While you're performing your athleticism. So boxing and then you're by yourself, you get your clothes off. I'll tell you, there's no sport like it.
Yeah, get your
That's why.
clothes off. You know,
It's
get
like
in there.
America. Look at the size of America, right? And all the great fighters that America have produced. Why couldn't they produce another, say, Mike Tyson? But he was a once in a generation, once in a 3 or 4 generation sort of fight. These are special talents. Why couldn't they produce another, say, Floyd Mayweather? Where's all this Floyd? I mean, all these fighters that try to fight like Floyd, they've all tried to copy him in the moment. Not one of them's got close. That's what I'm saying. It's special gifts given by well, if you want to
There's
be
a
a
lot of-
spiritual person, say God's gift.
A lot of
Huh?
there's a lot of
You're cutting out, Gonzalo.
there's a lot of
Gonzalo.
yeah. You hear me
No.
now?
All right.
All right, never mind. Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
You hear me? You sound like you're from
It's
New
the
Orleans.
fucking answer.
You heard it?
You hear me?
You're
All right. What the fuck's going on, man? Jesus Christ.
Hey, stop cursing, man. Come on. What's the matter?
she. Ucho, introduce the kid, man. I just
Go
walked
ahead.
in.
Go ahead. Take the
Yeah,
floor's yours, man.
What's
the
up,
jack
everybody?
off.
How we doing? It's a
How you doing, my
beautiful
friend?
Sunday. We're all cooped up. BDA family. About to light one up. Yes, sir.
You guys better be careful over there in Connecticut.
How
What's
come?
going on?
Oh, it's, you know what's creeping up over there.
Yeah, all the fucking people from New York coming.
That's what I was just saying.
Oh, shit.
Buying up all our apartments and shit, bro. We're turning y'all around at the border. We're saying, hey,
You
turn
guys
around.
should do
go
what
back.
Florida's doing. You know what?
Dirty
you know what
New
Florida's
Yorkers.
doing, right?
Oh, I can't even imagine what's going on in
Florida's
Florida.
telling them, nah, you got to go back. Fuck out of here.
Telling who?
Oh, I got family here. Yeah,
The Puerto Ricans?
No, I'm talking
Or
about
anybody?
Anybody from New York.
Oh, okay.
They're stopping them.
It's discrimination right there, man.
I mean, fuck what it is. I don't blame them.
I mean, I would agree not to let the Puerto Ricans from Spanish Harlem in, but everybody else, well, why are they keeping him away?
Yeah,
though?
let them in. Let them in. The Puerto Ricans don't. You gotta keep them out, man.
And no offense, recognized, but if you let the Puerto Ricans in your neighborhood, 2 days later they get the fucking Puerto Rican they parade in your neighborhood down the street. So you
If
gotta
you let 2 Puerto Ricans in, that's like letting in 200. So
yeah,
They
one
multiply fast.
There's 4 women on the planet, without a doubt. My father said, "Don't even let a Puerto Rican girl wash her underwear. She's gonna fucking produce twins."
Oh,
They just
Good job.
them,
Hey,
man.
good job. I don't live over there. No, I'd have about fucking 10 kids over there. I would.
What do you think? What do you think London? What do you think England never allowed Puerto Ricans to come in? They know what was going to happen.
I tell you what, I wish they had it then. They fucking invite everyone from the biggest hellholes on the planet, yet they don't let them Puerto Ricans come over. No.
Hey, Stu, can I just
I mean,
say
let's be
something
real.
real quick?
If it's a choice between a Somalian bird or a Puerto Rican, I know which one I want.
Why do you think they choose Somalians?
Stu, speaking of that, dude, I just want to say,
hang on a sec, Jimmy. There's actually some quite pretty Somalian girls. So I'm only just joking.
Oh, God.
Before anyone
Well,
gets butt hurt.
What's going to happen?
I wanted to say I saw something in the paper just a little while ago, man. That fucking 7-year-old little girl from Bolton, that blonde angel, in the middle of the day, the Somalian invader went over and stabbed her in the neck, went right in front of her parents, killed her, murdered her. In fucking England 2 days ago, fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a scooter. Look at her fucking angel eyes, blonde hair, right? 7 years old on a scooter. A Somalian invader fucking walked over for no reason, unannounced, and just grabbed her and stabbed her in the neck and killed her. It's been an ongoing thing. First the Pakistanis raped all the fucking girls and women in Bolton, and now they're gonna start stabbing the fucking. And you know what the best is? And all the English papers they keep saying, this person is special needs or slow, but they don't want to come out and say the average, it was she was from Somalia, and the average IQ in Somalia is 70, 71, and because England, to be considered illegally, retarded, mentally retarded, is 68. So
Oh,
it's
they
like every
lowered it.
time they
So
stab a child, now it's, oh, well, they're special needs. I don't give a fuck. That
All
little
right,
baby
we're not
girl
gonna get into
walking out
that
of
right now,
school.
Jimmy. We're not gonna get into that.
I know, dude. I know.
I mean,
Sorry.
the
I got,
fuck,
dude, look like
the
my
fuck's
niece.
going on?
Dude, I wanted to
Jesus
fucking
Christ!
strangle somebody. I swear
All
to
right,
God.
All right, take it easy.
all right. What the hell were we talking
Oh,
about?
somebody sounds like they got COVID. But go
Listen, mate. One day our country's going to explode. It's going to explode, mate. Them people better fucking run for the hills. Just put it that way.
Dude,
Them
did
cowards.
that get you angry? That
Listen,
must infuriate you.
did you
You
see?
saw that, right?
All right,
I wanted
all right.
to
BDA, go
I
ahead.
saw the.
BDA, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Speaking of stabbing, did you hear about Mayweather's daughter stabbing some guy in the?
Oh, wait a second. Wait. That's true, right?
Apparently, yeah.
Well, Floyd stabbed
at his
someone.
house. No, his daughter, Ayanna, stabbed
His daughter
his
stabbed some girl that has a kid with
NBA
a rapper.
Youngs. Yeah, her
Is
new
that the
boyfriend's
daughter?
ex baby mama.
Right.
Is that the daughter of the woman that just
Yes.
died?
Yes.
Well, she's obviously
Yes, I think.
she's obviously on a mad one, had a few fucking coke binges, I should think, and lost her mind.
She was there when Floyd beat on him.
My
She
nephew
was
was
there.
telling me. My nephew was telling me because he's more in that age group. So he's like, that dude has herpes. The rapper.
Oh.
Yeah,
What?
like he's like pretty known for having like herpes and so I don't know if they're having sex, right? I don't know what the hell's going on between Floyd's daughter and this dude, but if that is happening, there's a very good chance she has it. You know what I'm saying?
So you think she stabbed him because of that?
No. She stabbed the girl because she was upset about something with him, with the rapper boyfriend.
Right.
Has nothing to do with him.
She should go to prison for that, man.
They were in a
She should go to
fist
jail
fight.
for that.
She bailed out for 30 million. She bailed out for.
Yeah, of course she bailed out.
For
Floyd's the father.
30,000.
My bad, 30. I keep thinking he's fucking rich.
You
30,000.
stab somebody in the groin. You stab somebody in the groin and you can get out on bail. I mean, I know 3 mil.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Oh,
of course.
BDA in
I mean, New York right
Philadelphia.
now in the
Yeah,
state
they're
of
letting
New
them out.
York, if you don't kill somebody, you can get released without bail.
Yeah,
On personal recognizance.
Yeah. They let you out on bail, and if you don't fucking turn up for court, they send fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter to kill you.
Well, BDA, this is watch Mr. Reagan. George Soros funded I think there's 17 DAs that he was the number one contributor into their campaign to get him into district attorney. They're the number one cop. So in Philadelphia, Baltimore, all these left cities are now changing the laws. Like Recognize just said. Now, if in New York, if you go up and stab somebody, pop, 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 you could go in front of the judge, personal recognizance. And that one dude did it, right? It was just in the newspaper. He stabbed somebody at 10 a.m., saw the judge, was out by lunch, had Mickey D's, and stabbed somebody at 3. Swear to God, it's a true story.
A guy. Check this out, Jimmy. A guy on. Okay, so that took place in New York. That came into effect January 1st of this year. So, guy gets caught by cops shooting at a crowd. Keep this in mind. He's shooting at a crowd. Nobody came in to press charges on the guys. The cops caught him. Okay, cops catch him. They let him out. 2 weeks later, he's involved in a shooting where he kills somebody. That same guy. How much you want to make a bet he killed somebody at that crowd that he was shooting at the first time? Get what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Well, Jessie Somet's DA, she was a George Soros bitch too.
I bet you, Jimmy. I bet you. I'm willing to bet any kind of money that whoever he was shooting at is the guy they caught him with this time for murder. Because this time they had to arrest him because obviously he killed someone. So the person that he killed was one of those people that ran with the crowd and decided not to press charges, thinking, all right, man, maybe I got whatever the situation was, right? Like maybe he's not gonna come back for me like that. Saw that he got let out, saw this motherfucker and said, I'm gonna finish the job. And That's exactly what he did.
Well, the reason why I brought that up about Mayweather's daughter is because it's a shame, first of all, that she's out of control in that sense. Now, her mother just died, so I can understand why, but obviously that's not a reason to go around stamp people. Now, the reason why I brought that up is because Mayweather has been sort of, as always, every 6 months he comes out like insinuating that he might be coming back, blah, blah, blah. Now, if this thing goes to trial, let's say he doesn't have contacts with the Las Vegas Police Department or the PA, whatever, and he did, like, he has to go to a lengthy trial. That's a lot of money to be thrown. You know, those fucking lawyers, they charge you just every time they fax you something. So is it possible Mayweather comes back, or is this just a long shot?
Mayweather's gonna have to give that girl money if she to drop the charges. He's gonna have to go to that girl and say, "Look, I don't know how much it costs, but I don't know what your situation is, but here's X amount. Please don't press no charges on my daughter." That's it. That's all
Probably like us.
This happened in Texas too. Keep that in mind.
Well, if it's Texas, then it could be if it's an aggravated felony, if it's an aggravated assault, it's a class 1 felony. So it's not even up to her. The state would take it forward. You know what I mean?
The state might take it forward.
Yeah.
Maybe like a lawsuit or like some restitution, some money under the table.
No, but if they charge her with if they are charging her with an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, that's a class 1. So that's it's like it's like if you murdered someone, the family said, no, listen, we didn't like that son, don't press charges. The state would say, sorry. You murdered somebody.
Oh yeah, no.
No, I know you know that, dude. I know. I'm just saying, if certain states
have the right to do that.
Exactly, certain prosecutors will let it fly. But if you're a young prosecutor, you want the big name cases. You want to put fucking, that case will get pressed. Your name will get pressed. Most DAs, a DA is a stop off, onto attorney general, onto governor, whatever other dreams they have.
Yeah, look. That's why video cameras are useful today to law enforcement. Now, I don't need a witness. If I got you on video, I don't give a fuck if you're going to say anything or not. My video speaks for itself. I caught you shooting this guy. I don't care if the guy, I don't remember seeing his face. It's pointless. I don't need him because now there's video surveillance, so the prosecutor could prosecute. And you've seen that a lot of times, but prosecutors will. A woman gets beat up by her husband, gets caught on camera getting beat up by her husband. The wife doesn't want to press charges.
Exactly.
The state says, I'm going to fucking press these charges. That's it.
Do you know in New York right now, almost every city block in Manhattan now is under some 24-hour video surveillance?
Yeah.
Never mind, everybody's walking around with little movie cameras, right? So since everything ends up on WorldStar, what I want to ask is, you hear about is just white supremacy, all this white supremacy attack. Where are all the videos? I scour YouTube for them. Why is it always the other way? That's all I'm saying.
All right, we have a phone call, 929. You're on the air, 929.
Yo, what's up, guys? Virtuoso again. I just want to add this. If you have a daughter, and I don't have kids, but I'm going to say this. If you have a daughter that's running around with a piece of shit with fucking herpes, who slurs his words, doesn't have a coherent sentence, you failed as a father. That's it.
Thank
you failed.
True. Father of the year.
They're gonna have the deputy's definitely gonna have to settle this out of court, and then his bodyguards are gonna circle around this. They're gonna hone in on him. And they're gonna do a number on him, man. Best believe, man.
Yeah, but to be fair, as a father,
you gotta as a father, you gotta watch, who your kids hang around with. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, as a man, listen, bro. As a man who's got a daughter, I'm recognised could probably vouch for me as well. Very hard to get them to do anything that you want. These girls are they're out of control these days. They're very sport entitled, very rude, arrogant. And you try and tell them you try and stop a girl doing what she wants to do. I mean, you're going to have mayhem on your hands. So a lot of men.
It's a fine line.
It's a fine line, bro. So
you put too much pressure, they rebel.
My daughter,
give them too much space, they run wild.
My daughter went for a period. My daughter went for a period where she was going raving, doing fucking ecstasy pills and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And does that make me a bad dad? No. I cannot fucking stop it. I told, I can't follow her everywhere, can I? So you just can't help it. With girls, they'll just go. The more you tell a girl not to do something, she'll go and do it. So it's like I said, they're fucked up in the head. So I don't think you can really blame dads, because I've tried so many times with my daughter. Not once does she want to take heed.
Well, I've been watching Floyd's daughter on video since she was a little girl with the interviews, and there's only one thing I can tell for certain Floyd instilled in her. She has never learned. She's never heard the word no, and she's never had to say sorry in her life.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the way she would talk to the servants, talk to the people videotaping her. It's just a little girl was never told no. And now she's running around at 22 with a shank. Your father's worth hundreds of millions, supposedly. Why do you have a shank?
Yeah, what did she use? Like a real knife? Or what was it?
They described, I heard it described as a shank. Almost a
Okay.
man-made, like a sharpened
Like a
so she would
prison
grab
thing?
something.
A steak? A steak bone?
D block.
My God. Well, I'm not surprised, I'll tell you that. I'm not surprised at all.
She's mad because Uncle Roger.
She's not. Oh, it's because she's sad? Is that what you're
Her and her
saying?
little brother were the one covering the mother when Floyd was kicking her when she was in a fetal position on the ground. Her daughter, who just stabbed a girl, shockingly witnessed that.
It's
Imagine Daddy screaming, "Daddy!" as he's booting your mother after he kicked the door in to get in there.
Yeah, that's some
think
trauma right there, huh?
You don't think that didn't cause her like, "Oh, is this what you do when you're angry?"
Yeah.
You just commit violence on people.
Interesting. All right, listen, guys. Maybe we should end the show. We got some calls, a lot of calls. So it was
My nephew really quickly, he's listening, so he texted me. He said the girl was also pregnant.
No, wait. I mean, isn't that like even worse now?
Oh, of course. Which is fucked up on the left. I just got to say with the Democrats. Wait a minute, let me guess this right. So you
So
can
the baby-
go to an abortion store and have it killed at 9 months old now. But you can. But if I stab this girl and she's 2 months pregnant, you can hit me up with double homicide attempt.
Yeah, double. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so isn't it kind of like, wait a minute, where's this going? You know, it's not a life until now it's not even a life. They do full term abortions on the left now, which is insane. But yeah, but if I stab her when it's the size of a peanut, I'm catching a fucking extra 20-year bid. You motherfuckers.
Hey, and just look, to be fair to Floyd, I'm not saying Floyd did a great job. Probably did a bad job in certain things he showed her, right? But even if he did a great job, once a girl hits a certain age, man, you kind of just hope that everything works out. Everything you taught
laid the
her.
blueprints. Exactly, dude.
Yeah,
Are you really worried your daughter?
Stu,
Are you more recognized worried about your daughter's going out and stabbing anybody tonight, honestly? Does that ever go through your mind? Like, shit, I hope my daughter doesn't stab anybody tonight.
Well, you're talking about a guy that's been attacked by my daughter a couple of times, quite nastily as well. I mean, one time she fucking hell, I thought Wolverine had attacked me the way she'd fucking clawed me. Do you know what I mean? So she's got it in her, isn't she? If she's fucking attacking her dad like that, what's she's gonna do to someone that's fucking wound her up on a bad day, you know? So yeah.
Oh, wait, she attacked her father?
Let me hang on a sec, Rick. Just one quickly. Women are more violent than men these days. I mean, you just trust me. I know it sounds a bit of a bizarre statement, but they do it in a more sly way. They'll fucking slowly poison you to death. You know, they won't get it overdone quickly like a man will. They'll torture you. They'll fucking poison you and put in your coffee and stuff. They'll make you die a slow, painful death. They're fucking very evil as well. And have you seen most serial killers? Most serial killers and serial rapists have always got a woman helping them, getting these girls. And
You want to hear some? You want to hear something psychotic? It backs up your point. And this fucking shit just happened to me, bro. Dude, me and my girl just broke up this week. Dude, today we fucking talked. This girl, has my fucking phone history, my internet history. She knows everything I've done on my phone. And
Stage 5 clinger.
Hey, you ain't got a fucking rabbit, have you? You ain't got a rabbit, have you? That's like fucking Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction.
What's you talking about?
Stu, to your point, dude, about the fact, that's 100%. I worked it was just under 2 months in Framingham because there was a shortage, and I had to go because I was low on a totem pole. So they sent in because no guards wanted to do it. None of the COs wanted to go to Framingham. And I found out they are nasty. They are violent, and actually they can be just as disgusting as men too. They're flushing the toilets and shit.
I know a guy who's a prison officer, and he's worked. They move him about. He's worked in men's prisons, women's prisons. He said women's prisons are a lot worse.
Yep. Quicker to violence, and they're mean. They're vicious.
Like I said, they'll sit there smiling at you while they fucking put arsenic in your fucking tea or something. Do you know what I mean? So they're the ones that wait for you to go to sleep while you're fucking defenseless and fucking put a hammer over your head. At least when a man's going to come and kill you, you got a rough idea he's coming. So you don't.
In the men prison where we worked there, they police themselves. They break it down by race. The blacks take care of the blacks. The whites take care of the whites. And if they step out, you know what I mean? It's just how it is. It doesn't do that. It doesn't go that way the same with the women. They intermingle, and it creates all kinds of problems. And they're just always conniving. Always.
Dude, I feel like I gotta look around the place and check for fucking mics and cameras and shit hidden on me. This is insane, man. Like,
no, you're not that much. Hey, don't worry about it. Recognize you're not that much of a catch.
Can you imagine? Like,
all she had to do is find your fucking password. If you use the same password for shit, dude, all she needs is
I gotta go through all that shit now and change all that, man.
Yeah, change it all.
She dropped a bomb on me today, man. I saw that.
Recognize is gonna go. Recognize you're going to go shopping tomorrow, and this card's going to decline, isn't it?
I'm revolution.
I'm sorry, revolution on that. This card's going to decline, mate. She took the lot.
Hey, man, there ain't much left. There ain't much left she could have on that one.
So wait, all right, hold on. Like, keep talking. I'm gonna show you something later.
1 2 1 2. Yeah, so fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, girls could be dangerous, bro. Girls are extremely. They could get you ways. They could get you back in ways that could really fuck you up.
Yo, you know what? I recognize the fucking Santeria ritual, right? I was watching some Ganglands, Miami, Florida, and this Puerto Rican dude was talking about his mom did a fucking Santeria ritual on him.
Yeah,
making me think of your fucking girl making you eat her fucking tamponers.
Man.
Hey,
guys. Look at this.
This girl I was seeing. Right?
Wait, hold on, Stu. Can you just hold that story for a moment? Because since Revolucion's phone was hacked, the nudes have been coming out now.
No.
So, what do we have here? We have the ginger boy.
He's not letting me see it.
It's that revolution.
Yeah, it's revolution, man. Like this. Digging some nudes outside.
Motherfucker.
All right, go ahead.
Yo, that does look like me though.
Shit!
You lucky I had my shit.
That's where I got it.
I just saw it. Y'all just saw my cock. What did you do, Bucho? My reputation's ruined.
Hey, Bucho, did you see that picture I sent in the fucking with that kid, the dude with his period? Did you see that? And I sent it in whatever that discourse.
No, I didn't see it.
I don't know if. Yeah, I just sent it a little while ago. It's a guy, a ginger boy with his legs spread open on a park bench. Boys get their periods too, with a big blood splot. It's trans. Yeah,
come on, Jimmy, man.
I swear to God, I said I gotta share this with these guys, man. Oh my God, this fucking world, these motherfuckers.
That's a fucking wrong weird. Talking about dangerous women, I was going out this right fruitcake. Oh man, she was absolutely insane, very violent as well. But she sort of going to fucking attack you, but then when you defend yourself, she'll accuse you of fucking attacking her, just blocking her fucking right hooks, attacking her. Do you know what I mean? In her eyes, do you know what I mean? So she's very dangerous. And we started ringing up my mum saying that I was fucking threatening to kill her and stuff. So I was like, this is what I mean about these girls. And then she was like, I'm going to fucking post up on Facebook about you saying what a woman beat you are and all that. And I'm like, I've never put a hand on this woman. Never put a hand on her in my life. All I did was defend myself. She threw a fucking 10 box of Stella at me and kicked me in the fucking shin. So I pushed her on the bed out of the way. And then Oh, mate, you know she's a lunatic. The fucking house started shaking. She pressed this panic alarm. Fucking things. I thought, what the fuck? That came off. But this is what you're up against, man. You're like, and then she was saying she's going to put stuff on Facebook about me. I said, you do that and I'll show everyone you. Because I got some fucking nudes of her. And I said, you put, no, I kept it. She was going, oh, you better delete it. The police say you got to delete it. I said, no, I ain't going to delete nothing. I said, that's my security.
I like that, Stu. Stu
I
had
said,
a backup plan.
I went, you put that lie up against me on Facebook and I'll show the whole of the fucking town your disgusting vagina. That's what I said to her.
Looks like an old catcher's mitt.
Police say you got to delete it. So, like, anytime a girl breaks up with a man, just call the police, you know, and they'll go. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was willing to call me a woman beater, you know, fucking basically fuck me up for the next 10 years trying to get pussy on Facebook, right? She was going to put lies about me, so I thought, no, that's why I kept them pictures. She was like, you better delete them. She was like threatening me, and I said, no, mate, them pictures are not going there. That's my security. And she goes, I'm going to put it up anyway. I said, you put it up, and I said, trust me, 2 minutes later, your fucking disgusting little minge will be all over the mic, all over, and everyone will know. Everyone will know what a fucking cum dumpster you are.
You're rotten. If you dare do that to me, I'll show your rotten flowers all over the place.
Yeah, like squash kebab outside Ali's Bolty house.
Man.
Fuck.
All right, guys, we gotta end the show. But thank you for joining us and very interesting stories. All right, guys, take care. Have a good night. And everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. I hope we got an answer as to how Tyson Fury cheated.
No. Big facts. It didn't happen. He ain't knocked him down twice.
Hey, it was funny.
No technical knockout.
It was funny. Guys, thank you for joining us.
Facts.
Oh, by the way, I just want to say that the donor of the month
I gotta
was...
say 1 second. Chad's in the chat said, when they start punching, you've got to have that Andre Ward clinch game.
Yeah,
it's so true. It's so true.
Especially with the women.
All right, guys. Take care, man. Have a good night.
All right, guys. Take care, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry.
People, join the Discord page. Link in the description. Discord. 24-hour, 24/7 live chat.
One more time. I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Totally disappointed in everyone. All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot. You just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.